quarter-final time in the 2026 Vitality Blast here at the Sitch County Ground, and the Steelbacks taking on Gloucestershire. My name is Dan Jadzovic, joined by Phil Rowe, who, by the way, won the Blast with the Steelbacks in 2013 and 2016 as assistant coach. And Aaron Viles is with me as well. Rowe, we'll start with you. How are you? Excited? We've got the same pitch as what we had on Sunday.
Yeah, well, firstly, welcome. Thanks for having me, and welcome all the people who've tuned in as well. I'd imagine there's quite a few people doing that because of something that's happening later on, which we'll try not to talk too much about. Obviously, I mean the World Cup semi-final. But yeah, I am excited. This is where the Steelbacks want to be, isn't it? A home quarter-final, having dominated their group, tailed off a little bit at the end, but it's a marathon, not a sprint, and they were well ahead in the marathon. 9 wins from 12. The best team on paper in the competition, so deservedly got a home quarter-final. And yeah, you said about the pitch, it's been used once. It was used on Sunday. It didn't play particularly well, a low-scoring game. We'll see what 4 days extra work has done to it. David Willey won the toss and elected to bat first, so I'm not surprised about that. It should play at its best early on. It won't change particularly during the 3 hours of the game, but have a bat first, and then we know how to bowl on it. You know, we had a game on it on Sunday. We know how to bowl on it, Dan, so I can understand why we're bowling second.
Yes, although I think I might have to correct you on that one, because we've got Steelbacks fielders ready to go and we've got Gloucestershire batters. So I interpreted it and heard that David Willey had been interviewed saying that he'd won the toss. And what would you like to do?
He did
first?
say that.
But it does look like Gloucestershire are batting first, given the fact that they have batting equipment on. So I think we might just need to reload on that one and figure out as to what's going on. But Aaron, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you very much. Great to be back. It's been a long time, hasn't it? I think about 3 weeks since been here on Steelbacks TV. Haven't quite got the Blast pedigree of Mr. Rowe over there. I can't say that I've been part of a coaching staff of a Blast winning side, but no, it's a great occasion. The sun is shining here at the Sitch County Ground, and this should be a great game of cricket. It really should be.
Yeah, what can you tell us about the two sides? Anything stand out for you in your pre-match notes?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the head-to-head. So the head-to-head, overall, it belongs to Northamptonshire. 9 wins to 7 with a couple of no results. But here in Northampton, Gloucestershire actually lead the head-to-head by 4 wins to 2. However, for the first time in a number of years, it was the Steelbacks who won here in the group stages. So should be a really fascinating game. When these two sides come against each other, you do often get one big performance. So I think back to Richard Levy in 2013, he scored 110 not out. I think back to the earlier game this season, James Sales getting a 5 for. I mean, even a few years back for Gloucestershire, Ian Saxelby got 4 for 16 in a game between these two teams. So it's one of those encounters which year in, year out, tends to throw up one massive individual performance, and it's about who can almost build off the back of that.
Yeah, completely agree with you. Rowe, you and I were here, weren't we, for the Gloucestershire game earlier in the summer. 5 wickets for James Sales. Glad to see him back.
Yeah, very much so. He was golden arm, wasn't he, in that particularly early in the tournament. Came on a ball quite quickly and often got a bit of tail particularly back into the right-hander or across the left-hander. Didn't leave the stumps and bowled a lot of people. Bowled LBW. That was the mode of dismissal that was predominant during that time. I'm reeling, actually, at the minute. I'm reeling from that David Willey interview because I watched the interview that he and heard the interview. Now, I'm 99.9% sure that he said that he was going to have a bat first. I would say this about David, that he is a bit of a wind-up merchant. So whether he was just saying that to the presenter and had said something different to Jack Taylor, the Gloucester captain, I don't know. But I have seen David in a Youth Cup final come out to bat and take middle stump right-handed. They set the field and then just turned around and batted left-handed. So he's not short of a winder. But either way, we are where we are. So Steelbacks having a bowl first, which, you know, I've got to reverse what I said earlier. I am surprised at that. I thought they'd bowl second on this, but obviously not going out first. my adage, if everything else is equal, which it very rarely is with conditions and so on and form and all the rest of it, is do what you do best last. If that's right, then we fancy chasing more than we fancy setting.
Yeah, well, it's a 50-50 rate and split here at the Sitch County Ground in 2026 for the Blast games. Those teams batting first have won 3, and the teams chasing have won 3 as well. So not really much to pick between the pair of them over the course of the summer. And the other thing that might have come into mind is obviously how successfully Warwickshire chased that down on Sunday. Gloucestershire, this will be their first look at this surface. Their openers in the middle. The visitors will line up as follows with Dawid Malan, Darcy Short, Miles Hammond, Ben Sharsworth, Jack Taylor, Karam Dariwal, James Bracey, Graham Van Buren, Matt Taylor, Marchant Dalunga, and Dwan Janssen, although I don't suspect Dwan Janssen's going to be batting number 11. And then the Steelbacks, the hosts in this fixture, it'll be Chris Lynn and Ricardo Vasconcelos, Nathan McSweeney, David Willey, Sabe Zabe, Louis Kimber, Calvin Harrison, Lewis McManus, James Sales, Ben Sanderson, and George Scrimshaw. And it's going to be the captain, David Willey, opening the bowling from the Lynn Wilson centre ends.
Which is an unusual occurrence, isn't it? And the reason he's doing that is because the breeze, as it was on Sunday, is unusually coming across the ground, as it were, left to right from the Lynn Wilson centre end. David Willey almost always bowls, particularly with the new ball, from the far end, from the David Capel end, the predominant wind helping him swing the ball back into the right-hander or away from the lefty. So wind is different. I know Darren Lehman spoke in the last few days about how we didn't use the wind in our favour from a Steelbacks perspective and kept getting caught hitting into the wind. So hopefully we've learned that lesson.
Yeah, we're underway. 5 o'clock tick past. David Willey with ball in hands to open up this quarter-final. Starts off the outside half of the bat of Darcy Short. He gets underway immediately. 2 left-handers opening the batting for Gloucestershire. So maybe, again, the breeze and the ends choice here for David Willey just coming into the equation. Wouldn't have said, Aaron, he's been at his MVP best with the ball in 26.
No, he hasn't been. 9 wickets, the economy rate 9.34, but he's a big game player, isn't he? And he's someone who you can almost latch onto as that talismanic leadership figure. So big game here this evening. Chance for the Steelbacks to go to back-to-back finals days. I think David Willey will have a prominent role to play if the home side are to win.
Yeah, Dawid Malan on strike for the first time at the Cinch County Ground in 2026, up against David Willey. Down the leg side and a wide. We'll have to reload. Didn't get to see Dawid Malan last time out in the group stage. He was unavailable, wasn't he, for Gloucestershire, but did score that brilliant 91 down at Bristol.
Yeah, he came into their side late on, didn't he, because of injury. He missed a lot of the campaign, the group campaign, because of injury. That first ball tells a lot, actually. David Willey not looking to give any width at all to Dawid Malan. He is an exceptional player, particularly so in this format. He plays proper cricket shots, but he plays them very, very well.
Squared up a fraction onto the stickers. Good start, good length for David Willey.
I think length is absolutely always key, isn't it? I think it's even more key on this wicket, and Malan coming down to inspect that bounce. That spliced him up, bottom of the handle from a good length. Malan just having a quizzical look at the pitch there. It's something, again, that Darren Lehman fed back in his post-match interviews from Sunday, was that we went away from length. We should use the pitch, and we went away from that.
Shorter ball, leg side. Has it carried? It has. Out. David Willey picks up the wicket. Malan goes straight away without scoring. Couldn't have picked out, I think it's Nathan McSweeney down there at deep backward square, any better if he tried. And the dangerous Dawid Malan departs without scoring. The partnership with Short is broken straight away. And that is huge for the Steelbacks.
That is an absolutely huge wicket. It looked soft, okay? So I'm going to give Malan a bit of a get out of jail here. It looked soft because it went straight to the man. And you might say, well, therefore, Phil, it is soft. He just, as he walked off, he was just indicating that the ball pecked a bit on bounce, just bounced a little bit higher. He was trying to just help it around the corner and sort of go on the angle and just work it behind that man to Nathan McSweeney's left. It bounced a bit, got the top edge of the bat, went squarer, and it was comfortably caught in the end from a slightly tumbling McSweeney. That's a huge, huge wicket because Malan is an absolute gun in this format.
Yeah, very very dangerous cricketer, Dawid Malan. But we won't be speaking about him for a while. We've got Graham Van Buren in at number 3, Mr. Viles.
Yeah, that's an interesting promotion. Imagine it'll just be with the left-hand, right-hand combination now, something for the Northamptonshire bowlers just to think of, some different field settings as well. But that was a really good plan set to Dawid Malan, and a huge wicket early doors for the Steelbacks.
Right-hander Van Buren in the middle. Really on the money. So obviously we watched that game against Warwickshire on Sunday, and you mentioned about the quality of the surface. For those that weren't watching on Sunday, what was it that kind of stood out for you, Rowie, as to where it was maybe under par?
Yeah, I just thought it bounced a bit too much, and I think it's a bit thatchy. The pitch was a little bit thatchy, some dead grass on it. Sometimes that hits into the bottom of the grass and stands up. Sometimes it hits halfway up and not shoots on, but gathers pace. It was a bit too paced.
Short ball pulled away. Won't go to the rope. Calvin Harrison patrolling the leg side for Graham Van Buren. Will just be one. He's off the mark. And I think probably with the way that those wickets fell, and if you looked at the scorecard and you saw how many were caught, it would kind of lead you to believe that actually the batters were pretty early on a lot of the shots the attacking shots that they played.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. And at the top of the order, you can be excused that a little bit, but it was a consistent error that the Northants batters in particular made, wasn't it? And I think Darren Lynn was quite angry about some of the shot selection.
Dangerous Darcy Short. Can't get it past Ben Sanderson. And a very, very good start to the day for the Steelbacks and for David Willey. Gloucestershire are 3 for 1 after the first over. And what could be done to the surface in those 4 days to have, I don't know if improved is the right way to describe it, but what could be done from the ground staff on this wicket?
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine, and it's a bit of a guess. I'd really like to sit down with Craig and talk through and get his view. Craig Harvey, the head groundsman here, see how he saw it. It was a fresh pitch on Sunday. I would imagine that they've just taken a bit of grass off it and got the underneath surface as hard as they possibly could. The ideal mixture at Northampton is a bit of live grass, then the ball goes through better.
Yeah. Ben Sanderson with ball in hands. Rushes Van Buren, just pushes it on. Does pick up a single though. Yeah, Ben Sanderson will be the first person to tell you as to what he would like on a cricket wicket here at Cinch County Grounds.
Yeah, and if you give him a couple of blades of grass to aim at, he can hit them as well. Watching him, he had a long warm-up, Ben Sanderson. He's a very experienced bowler. Normally just gets the engine going. Had a very long warm-up and a long chat with the bowling coach Glenn Chappell before the start of the game. This is nice. So Sando to a left-hander is a good matchup.
Yeah, Breeze coming back in towards Darcy Short. Inside edge. Van Buren's going to scamper through. I think going to be all okay. Sales quickly rounds. Gloucestershire add another 1 to the tally.
Malan plays the shot that he played. He's one of the few who plays that kind of shot. He picks it up kind of off the knee roll. He's half sweeping it, helping it around the corner. And it's an improvised shot that he plays because he knows people won't give him width. And he knows Dave Willey won't give him width because they've played together at Yorkshire for quite a lot of years. But he found the man unerringly on the boundary.
Bit of violence from Van Buren. I think there, Aaron, might just indicate that this pitch is holding a fraction.
Yeah, we've seen that with a couple of the shots, and the dot balls continue to rack up. Admittedly, it is still very early days, but yeah, just the Gloucestershire top order just struggling to really find the middle of the bat and the perfect timing in these early passages of play.
Still got the slip in place, the Steelbacks. Short ball pulled away, splice of the back gone. 2 in the power play. Sanderson gets his first, and it's Van Buren, the man that was promoted to number 3, departs, caught at mid-on. And the Steelbacks well on top. Dream start. Gloucestershire 5 for 2.
I think Aaron was dead right that they sent in Van Buren to get a left-right, rather than Miles Hammond, who's a lefty, who would normally come in at number 3. It was a curious innings. The previous ball, he tried to play the same shot and it spliced him up a little bit. That one he got a bit more of, but it went straight to the field. It was mistimed, using the pitch, bowling back of a length, and it's difficult to hit those shots. Shots that oftentimes a player at this level would smash away 4 and 6. have been, as they were on Sunday, caught in the ring and missed time. So curious little innings there. No great damage done, though. What you don't want is Van Buren to sit there and score at a kind of a strike rate of 50% off 15 balls and sort of stink it up a little bit. So the fact is he's tried to play a shot, he's got out. It's not the end of the world. It's a long batting lineup.
Yeah, promoted as a bit of a pinch hitter. I think it might be Ben Charlesworth that's
gone
out at number 4. So we're going to go back to the 2 left-handers. Sanderson with 2 left-handers in his sights now.
Good stuff.
With a brand new white kookaburra in his hands. Vasconcelos still in first slip. 5 for 2, Gloucestershire. Sanderson on the money. It's the surface that makes it quite tricky, I think, for everybody in mind. When you look at some of the scores that teams have posted here, Aaron, over this season, you look at the average first innings score here at the Cinch County Ground of being, I mean, what is it? 183 with an average first innings winning score of over 200. You then get a surface like this, and an average winning score in the second innings is 161. It kind of throws all of those numbers completely out of the book, and it's going to be quite tricky to know what a good score is here.
Most definitely. There is another factor as well, the fact that it's a quarter-final. So this is something that we spoke about a lot at Edgbaston, not only when it comes to quarter-finals, but on finals day itself. You look in the group stages. So in Birmingham, exactly as you said, it's very similar. The winning first innings total is 187, but the average in those quarter-finals tends to be about 150. It's a massive drop-off. So it's incredible what pressure can do.
It's a bit time of year as well, that, Aaron, generally. Yeah. So they're playing on older wickets later in the season. That'll be a big factor on the number.
David really continues. Oh, it beats a diving Ben Sanderson, who was quite wide at mid-off. First boundary of the afternoon for Gloucestershire goes to the bat of Darcy Short, the dangerous left-hander Australian leading run scorer for Gloucestershire in 2026.
How hard did he hit that?
Muscled.
It wasn't a bad length. David Willey might be thinking, was that? It felt good out of the hand. It felt like just a very good length. Darcy Short was no respecter of that. You've still got to score, haven't you? When you're rebuilding, you've still got to score in this cricket.
Darcy Short on 6 now. Fuller, almost a Yorker, and it's bounced back over David Willey's head. It's going to annoyingly run back across the carpet for Ben Sanderson. He does well to chase it down. And the Steelbacks concede 2. Almost a good Yorker for David Willey that was defended back into the pitch and ballooned back over his head on the follow-through.
A nice bat there. That hit the bottom of the bat and ran all the way to the long boundary.
The outfield is electrically fast. You can probably see from the camera and from the stream, barely any green grass off the square at all here in Northampton. Slip's gone out, worth noting.
Right, it's a great line, isn't it?
Back on the money, 11 for 2, Gloucestershire. I mean, do you think 150 is a score that wins you a game of cricket today?
No.
Thinking how far north of 150 are you thinking at this, based on what we know from Sunday as well?
From Sunday and what we've seen already, you're going to need a minimum of 170, I think.
With this man in the crease, they stand a chance. Darcy Short on 8, times that beautifully through the offside. Ben Sanderson, who'll be desperately hoping for a break, is going to finish second in that race, a distant second. That's another 4 for Darcy Short. He hasn't really hit that hard at all. He's just lent on it through the offside.
I don't understand why Vasconcelos, who's just come out of slip, is so close at extra cover. I mean, Darcy Short's a boundary hitter, and Vasconcelos is there to kind of take out the drop and run. He ain't going to drop and run. You know, he's going to try and hit and beat that field. If he's on the edge of the circle, he stops that. It wouldn't surprise me if he now goes to the edge of the circle.
Yeah, they are going to just change the field slightly. The sweeper on the offside is going to come straighter, so just in front of square. Ricardo Vasconcelos goes to join George Scrimshaw behind point on the offside. Oh, it's an absolute beauty. Short has a little bit of an acknowledgement back to David Willey, and yeah, that was a good delivery, Dave.
Nice delivery, wasn't it? Good bit of bounce and carry there. I don't think he's bowled a bad ball. He's gone for 10 so far. And it shows...
Well, the wide wasn't great. What do you mean
in this over? Yeah. It just shows the nature of the game has changed. Losing a wicket in each of the first 2 overs, and Darcy Short's just played like they're 40 not out for no wicket.
15 for 2. Currently the score on it. Takes that single into the leg side. Just the speed of the outfield, isn't it, really? I mean, the runs that he's picked up, those 10, yes, the one that beat Sanderson first up was powerfully struck. The other one through the offside, he just leant on it, and the other one was blocked back over the bowler's head for 2. End of the over, 16 for 2, and it's going to be Ben Sanderson to continue from the David Capelhead.
Yeah, I caught up with former Northampton player Ollie Stone earlier in the year, and he'd just come off the back of a bit of a mauling. I was having a beer with him, and he was shaking his head saying, Rowie, the game's changed even this year. You know, losing 3 wickets in the power play, people don't tend to respect that anymore as a batting. They just come out and play. He was bemoaning having to bowl the last over of the power play, thinking he was going to get a nice cushy over.
An easy 6th over.
And they came at him. He said when it was 16 off the first 3 balls, he knew it was going to be tough.
These poor bowlers. 16 for 2, Ben Sanderson. Muscled down the ground by Ben Charlesworth. Probably slightly over pitch from Sanderson, but still very nicely put away by Charlesworth. Sorry, Darcy Short, in fact.
That was probably just over length, wasn't it? That's probably the poorest ball that's been bowled. And if you pitch the ball just over length to Darcy Short, he's going to do that to you. Very rarely misses out on a scoring opportunity.
Over 400 runs for the summer, Darcy Short. Gone straight through him. Sanderson's got 2 in the power play. Huge celebrations for the veteran seamer. They know how much that means. They know how dangerous Darcy Short can be. And he's departing for 17. 20 for 3.
Well, I can't criticise the guy for doing what I just praised him for, because that wouldn't be right, would it? So he's come out to play shots, hasn't he? That's what you want Darcy Short to do. And his way of rebuilding is to transfer pressure back onto the bowling side. And he had done that. And you could see from the reaction from the Steelbacks players, they know how big a wicket that is. Dragged it back on, so a bit of luck there. But, you know, you'll take that any time of year, particularly in a quarter-final. It's got rid of probably the single most dangerous player in the Gloucestershire lineup. Huge celebrations.
Massive celebrations. 3 down. Aaron in the power play. Great start for the Steelbacks. An awful lot of work to do for Gloucestershire.
There is. And I must say, completely echo the sentiment there from Phil. The fact is, that is the wicket. Darcy Short this season, 429 runs. He will play no further part with the bat in hand. With that being said, though, this is the strength that Gloucestershire possess. They've still got the likes of the captain, Jack Taylor. He's just strode out into the middle. Cam Darrywell, he has been one of the stories of the summer when it comes to young guns. And, of course, you've got James Bracey still to come along with Duan Janssen. But they need a partnership. They just need something to steady the ship and just stop the early rot here in the power play.
Yeah, there's no tail, is there, in this Gloucestershire 11? Even if Marchant Dalanga bats 11.
Oh, he can whack it.
Unfortunately for Northamptonshire supporters, they've been victim.
Oh, geez, I still have nightmares about Dalanga.
Victim to the blade of Marchant Dalanga against Northamptonshire.
Loves batting here.
Hits a massive ball, doesn't he? Sanderson to Jack Taylor. On the money, back of a length. See, that's, you can already see from Sunday, Steelback supporters, that there's been a vast improvement from the seamers today.
Absolutely. And what they've got to do is stay there. You know, Rory Kleinveld was a big player here. And then when he finished, came back as bowling coach, now head coach at Western Province, he would say, you hold your length for as long as you possibly can.
Slip back in place. Taylor takes a shuffle forward, trying to get a bit of pace. Big appeal, got himself outside the line, I think. Not out. It's all happening here in Northampton. 20 for 3. Yeah, and it's what Northamptonshire have got next, isn't it? Do they go to James Sales, who picked up the 5 wickets?
I expect Salesy to bowl one of the last 2 overs of the power play, I would imagine. So he has done that, and it's worked well generally.
He's got a very good record in 2026 anyway, and that record gets better against left-handers too. So worth keeping an eye on if Charlesworth is still there in the middle. He's got moved across to a short mid-wicket.
It was interesting there. There was obviously a bit of discussion about line because in between the 4th and 5th ball there, slip came out, went to he then went back in, but the fielder did come across from the offside into mid-wicket. I like that. So it's a double play. So you're looking to bowl very, very straight, which that ball was, lo and behold. But if batter makes a mistake and nicks it, you have got the catcher in there. That's good. So it's an each way bet is what we'd call that.
Sanderson just finishing up his 2nd over.
Well, that's a shot.
Jack Taylor gets away, punches it off the back foot through the offside. It's going to sprint away for 4. There is very little point chasing this cricket ball if it gets outside that 30-yard circle. 4 to end, 24 for 3 after 4, and David Willey is going to continue. So he will bowl 3 up top. Do you like that as a move, Aaron?
I was just about to ask you the exact same question, because up and down the country, it seems as though the overall sentiment is 2's perfect, 3 can be 1 too many. So actually, Roe, I was going to ask you, as someone who's been involved in that coaching setup, is this something that you're a fan of?
I am right here, right now, because he's got 2 new batters in. He hasn't bowled either of these yet, so they haven't lined him up.
Down the ground, that's been lined up quite nicely. That's going to be 4 straight away. Back-to-back boundaries for Gloucestershire. Charlesworth gets the runs this time. The score ticks up to 28.
That was, I mean, it was a lovely shot, wasn't it? It was a half volley, wasn't it? It was just over length. So, yeah, I mean, going back to that, if he was bowling against 2 guys who had been in since the start, or at least one of them, then I would be a bit suspicious about it. And is it a good tactic? But I think with 2 newies, relatively new to the crease, I think it's a good idea to get another one. He is a wicket taker.
Can David Willey respond? Better length, but it's going to be the same result. Again, 0 point chasing it. 4 more for Gloucestershire, 4 more for Charlesworth. And they are going to take a change in the fields, much to my co-commentator's instructions up here, sending Calvin Harrison onto the rope.
Yeah. One ball did go down to 3rd man, but nonetheless, generally speaking, David has bowled to a deep backward square and a deep point throughout the competition. And that ball went to deep point. He's got to have cover there.
32 for 3. Back-to-back boundaries at the start of this David Willey over. Squared up a fraction and a dot ball just to bring a bit of calm in the middle for the Steelbacks. I thought they might have gone the other way around. I thought they might have saved 2 from the captain himself, David Willey, given James Sales this final one from this end, and then bowled Ben Sanderson for a 3rd from the David Capel.
I think, yeah, that's another option, isn't it? I think it's great. You know, you pay your money, you take your choice. I don't think it's completely wrong, completely right, either option. I'll come back to that.
Leg side, it's going to be another boundary.
It's a good hit.
Just picked up, wasn't it? And muscled down to deep mid-wicket. Charlesworth showing his power. Moves on to 12. The score 36 for 3.
Yeah, David is getting over straight there. He's got the fielder on the offside boundary now, but nonetheless, that was 2 straight, and it allowed Charlesworth. It was a good shot. It wasn't over length really, sort of knee roll just below. Picked it up over mid-wicket. That's a good bit of batting.
David Willey's now in the business of trying to get out of this over. It's been expensive in the context, and it's going to keep going. It's going to be another boundary, isn't it? Nobody's going to stop it. Mid-wicket once again. That one's shorter of length from Willey. Picked up by Charlesworth. And Gloucestershire move into the 40s. We were just talking about 3 wickets down in a power play, and teams don't respect it anymore.
Yeah.
Ben Charlesworth, Exhibit A.
Certainly is. And actually, Dan, because we've been having this conversation, what's your thoughts then with regards to 3 in a row from a bowler?
I think you run the risk of being lined up, but as our blast-winning assistant coach sat alongside us had said, David Willey's been picked up again. That's going to be 6 this time.
Great
Better. Huge over for Gloucestershire, and to the delight of those travelling supporters from the West Country in the ground today. Gloucestershire have raced onto 46. That is incredibly expensive. It's 46 for 3 after 5.
One of the reasons that I think David bowled that third over, I think there might be two big reasons there. One will be he's probably going to bowl more spin through the middle, and he doesn't need to hold 2 back for himself. That'll be one. And the other one will be he hasn't really bowled that well later on himself either. So let me get through another one with the chance of taking a wicket. The ball's still relatively new, and I'm starting against a left-hander. But Charlesworth plays this way, and they're exceptionally good shots. Particularly the last 2 shots could have gone straight up, been caught by the keeper or caught by somebody in the infield, and we'd say, well, that's not good cricket on this pitch. But actually, he struck them beautifully. So a couple of those balls were over length and were dealt with. Poor bowling, but 3 of those bound were exceptionally good batting. So credit to Charlesworth. I know he's a very highly rated young man, isn't he?
Certainly is.
And he's not sticking around, is he?
James Sales into the attack. It's the thigh pad. 5 wickets last time out here against Gloucestershire for James Sales. Having a bit of a golden season for the Steelbacks.
Oh, he most certainly is. I mean, you just look at the numbers and they are terrific. 20 wickets. The economy could be a little bit better, but you've got to remember where he's bowling, and that is predominantly top and tail. But the battle between him and Charlesworth, for me, is the really interesting one. We've spoken about Sales getting the 5 for Ben Charlesworth got his highest score of the season here at the Cinch County ground.
It's that point of difference from James Sales that makes him quite so dangerous in this Steelbacks bowling lineup. There'll probably be similar pace between himself and Scrimshaw, won't there, I think?
Yeah, I'd have thought
But
so.
it's that slingy nature of Sales with that late bit of indrift that just makes him so dangerous. And I think probably why that record looks slightly better against left-handers than it does against the right-handers. Good start here. 2 dot balls in a row. Make that 3 as Taylor almost being the anti-vaccine to Charlesworth's over the one before. It went for 22, didn't it?
It was fantastic, wasn't it? It was fantastic hitting. First ball was a long half volley, punch back down the ground. Lovely cover drive. Okay, two drive balls, and he's missed the fielder, got full. Good batting. But then he just took David Willey off length and hit them beautifully. That's a shot as well.
Through the leg side. It's going to be 4, isn't it? No, is it? McSweeney does keep it in the field of play. I think probably for the first time this evening, a ball that's beaten the 30-yard circle hasn't gone for 4.
I thought it was going to be 4 as well. McSweeney's so quick across the ground, isn't he?
Lightning fast. Very, very talented cricketer, Nathan McSweeney. 48 for 3 on the board for Gloucestershire. Taylor on 6, Charlesworth on 22. Short ball pulled away, should be stopped in ears, well picked up, save Zabe. And another run taken, 49. It's a decent over to get off the mark, isn't it, for Charlesworth?
The 22?
Yeah, not a bad way to get going on a Friday. Sorry, on a Wednesday afternoon.
It echoed, I was thinking of Ollie Stone and the Rowie, the game's changed. They don't respect the fact that they're 3 down, and Charlesworth just played like he's on 100 himself. I mean, great shots, those.
Superb cricket shots. Nicely played. Can't beat Sanderson. A good over, good comeback for the Steelbacks and for James Sales. It's 49 for 3 at the end of the power play, and the Steelbacks will get a little bit of respite here. They'll be able to spread the field a bit. Gloucestershire, well, they'll get an opportunity here just to knock the ball around if they want to.
Yeah, although there's an over of 22 there, which was fantastic batting from Charlesworth. Overall, power play is Northampton's because of the 3 wickets. It's only 49. I do think some of those shots are dangerous shots. He played them brilliantly, and credit to him. But as we saw already when Van Buren went to play a square bat shot, missed time 2 of those, a second of those led to his downfall. And we saw it on Sunday as well. Players with an angled bat or a cross bat struggling to time the ball. So not only were they good shots, they were good shots on a pitch where those shots are hard to play. Full credit to Charlesworth. He now looks a big wicket for Northampton to remove.
Doesn't he? Well, it's going to be over to Calvin Harrison. Bowling to Jack Taylor to start with is the leg spinner. Starts nicely. Should just be 1. It's Charlesworth, I'm sure, will be fancying the opportunity to keep the strike. Spin's interesting, isn't it? It was so damaging for Somerset against the Steelbacks here. was it Goldsworthy and Josh Thomas just ripping apart that Steelbacks batting order. But it didn't really feel as though the Steelbacks saw it the same way. It could be a massive opportunity here for Harrison, Kimber, Zabe to have a bowl on this slower surface.
I totally agree.
And a good start, 2 singles taken. Contract extension as well, Aaron, for Calvin Harrison in the build-up to this game.
Yep, thoroughly deserved as well. Wonderful, wonderful talent, not only in white ball formats, of course, but in the championship as well. Proper signing for the Steelbacks.
51 for 3, backs away, gives himself a bit of room, can't get it past. Fielder at short cover.
Yeah, Jack Taylor's not going to want to face many dot balls from the spinner. Big shot alert.
Shorter ball dragged away. James Sales should keep it down to 1. Does. And Calvin Harrison just wrap this over up. It's been good, this first one outside of the power play.
He does spin the ball as well as get overspin. He does turn it.
It's a full
Not going
toss.
to turn that one.
It does limit your opportunities when you don't land it as a spinner, doesn't it? To be able to get it to bite into the surface, but it only conceded 1.
I'm surprised there wasn't a more aggressive shot played there. He's seeing it like a football. Where's Ben Charlesworth off to? I know he's announced he's leaving.
Lancashire.
Going to Lancashire, is he?
Yep, on a 3-year contract.
Bless his heart.
53 for 3. Short ball again. Muscle. David Willey keeping it down to 1. Very good start for Calvin Harrison. End of the over, 54 for 3 after 7.
They're running 2 to every other fielder there, I think.
Yeah.
There's very high respect for David Willey as in any position. Just the fact that it's him put them off running, didn't it?
Yeah, one of the most athletic fielders in the game. And I mean, now that the likes of Samit Patel and Ravi Bopara have hung their boots and bats up, David Willey's up amongst the upper echelon of the most experienced cricketers in this Blast campaign this year.
I'm not sure Will would be happy with you comparing his fitness to Samit Patel.
No,
experience.
Experience, games played.
But, yeah, absolutely.
But no, I suspect he might have something to say if I started drawing those comparisons. 54 for 3 as Scrimshaw is in. Interesting. Taylor just trying to play that same shot he played to get off the mark. Bit of extra bounce from Scrimshaw, as you'd expect.
Really did bounce that, didn't he? And Jack Taylor did. Well, I thought he was looking to punch it, wasn't he? Initially, it bounced a bit. He must have just managed the delivery of the bat, because at one stage I thought he's going to just hit that off the back foot straight to mid-off. But he didn't. He got it down well.
Managed to just negotiate. The other thing I was worried about, that he was just going to chip it back to George Scrimshaw on his follow-through. Dot ball to start. Into the thigh pad. Just going to be 1, is it? It is. Oh, okay. As that man, Nathan McSweeney, steaming in off the boundary rope, keeping it down to a single. Was there 2 there, Aaron?
No, I don't think there was against McSweeney. I've got to be honest.
We should call him the Sweeney. That will mean nothing to you two. But for older watchers, there used to be a cop show.
It was always an ITV4.
Oh, go on. There you go. The Sweeney.
Whereas this version of the Sweeney is on Steelbacks TV.
Oh, that's gold.
The better broadcasting network. 55 for 3. Scrimshaw to the dangerous Charlesworth. Picked up leg side, 6 runs.
That's poor bowling. That's a great shot, but a poor delivery.
Feels like Charlesworth against Seam is a matchup that he's going to enjoy himself here. But quite respectful of Calvin Harrison.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, knocking him away for 1 off the full toss shows that he can catch up against poor deliveries, and I don't know where George Scrimshaw was trying to bowl that ball, but it wasn't there. He's got to try and, for as long as he can, particularly bowl back of a length with the odd mixer.
Yeah.
But use the pitch, use his height, use the extra bounce.
He almost missed the leg stump Yorker, didn't he? Which seemed like an odd option. 61 for 3. Leg side again. It's going to fall safe, and it's probably going to be 4, is it? Yeah, it is. Safe save. Doing his absolute best to beat the ball. The ball wins. Charlesworth now on 34.
He's got a license here. He's just going. Anything he can sort of swing his arms at is going. The previous shot was a beautiful shot, clipped off his off his shin for 4 over deep backward square. That was a bit of a muscle shot, but he's just going. He could sort of accelerate the bat through it, and he's not going to stop.
They've got 11 batters / hitters in this team, haven't they, Gloucestershire today? It's a dangerous batting lineup. And 20 overs when you've got 11 guys that can clear the rope isn't a long time.
No, it's not. No.
Charlesworth.
Another fielder gone to the leg side.
The ball goes leg side. It's not going to matter. That's absolutely enormous. It's over the Briggs and Forrester stands. 6 more for Charlesworth. He moves to 40. And considering they were 3 down for not very many, this has been a remarkable inning so far. Northants are going to be desperate to see the back of Ben Charlesworth. But I was saying, like, they've got Miles Hammond still to come, Cam Darrywell, James Bracey, Duan Janssen. We saw him. He hit 2 massive sixes here last time
out. Can you stop now? You're worrying me.
Matt Taylor.
No, stop.
And then your favourite.
Oh, no.
Marchant Dalanga.
Yeah. But let's just enjoy this for the minute, Ben Charlesworth. That was kind of like a hit ball. Length was decent, line wasn't, but it doesn't have to be hit out of the ground. That's great batting from Charlesworth. 40 off 14. He's having a night out.
5 4s and 3 6s so far. Short ball again, down towards James Sales. Bounces just in front of the Steelbacks all-rounder. Will just be 1. Annoyingly for the Steelbacks, Ben Charlesworth keeps a strike as he moves to 41. 72 for 3 after 8 overs. As annoying as it might be from a Steelbacks perspective, I love power hitting, and I love watching Ben Charlesworth.
Yeah, I mean, he is a very good young cricketer, isn't he? Particularly the one that went down to the dugout shows the intelligence of. He didn't try and hit that ball over mid-on. He dragged it squarer. So he knows it might bounce a bit more, and he can drag it a bit squarer, and he played that brilliantly. So it looked a bit muscle-bound, but it actually was very skillful batting.
Harrison and leg spin to continue. This is a fascinating matchup considering the power and the aggression he's shown to David Willey and George Scrimshaw. Does he play Calvin Harrison the same way, or is he focused on those Steelback seamers? Brilliantly well bowled by Calvin Harrison. He's just seen Charlesworth advance, and he's dragged that length back.
Yeah, I think that they've recovered to such an extent here that I think Jack Taylor, who is known as a boundary hitter, at the moment, he's, 10 off 15 balls. I mean, there's 2 arguments here. Get the man back on strike who's taking the attack apart, or go yourself. The modern way is to go both ends.
Yeah, 73 for 3. They're in a fantastic position to do so. He does go from both ends, and he does get 4. Just bounces in front of the rope. 4 for Taylor. Keep your eye on it if you sat down in the cinch stand. That has raced into the back of it. Flat from Taylor.
We've seen, as soon as Ben Charlesworth came to the crease, we saw an immediate transfer of pressure, didn't we? The press was all over the Gloucestershire lads, and he's transferred it straight back to the bowler.
Dragged down.
Cool, got away with that.
Missed out. Is there going to be a chance at the non-strikers ends? No, Chris Lynn just goes on the caution side. $78 for 3. Change of angle for Harrison. Down the leg side. Tidy work by McManus. Obviously just brushed the pad on the way through. So a dot ball, a rare dot ball.
Got away with that one a little bit.
Yeah.
Slow, wasn't it? Did vary his pace. Dragged it the leg side of it.
Charlesworth advances. Can't get it. Just a single. Was certainly trying to find the rope against Calvin Harrison. Good from Harrison. Charlesworth keeps the strike after 9. Gloucestershire 79 for 3.
Well, Harrison so far, what's he gone for? 5 in his first over and 6 in his second over. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw a bit more spin. We're going to continue with Sales at the moment. Spin looks more difficult, doesn't it, to score off?
It seems to so far, doesn't it? Sales' 1 over has just gone for 3. It's going to be tough to bring Scrimshaw back, I think, anywhere too soon, as he conceded 17 from that over.
Yeah, the extra pace, particularly you don't get your line right. I mean, Charlesworth is just every ball that he can possibly hit to the boundary, he has taken full effect of.
Well, Charlesworth against Seam. On the leg side, Sales tries to mix the pace up. A freebie, an extra one for Gloucestershire, 80 up now. Didn't quite get those slower balls right, did he, against Somerset, James Sales? It's not necessarily, or it doesn't feel like it's his strength.
I agree.
To work on, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Goes pace on. Yorker gets the block hole. They should come back for two. Oh, they don't. It's David Willey again.
There you go.
They're not taking two to the Steelbacks captain. Brilliantly fielded.
During the latter part of my my club career, I had the same effect when I was in the field. The batters would absolutely run two every time. They never thought about taking one. It's the absolute polar opposite.
Turning ones into twos.
I think there was two there, to be honest.
I thought there was.
On that one.
But they are three down. Is there an element of caution in a sense of, well, okay, if we get caught long on, deep mid-wicket, hitting the ball for six, that's okay.
Great.
But a run out at this stage, no, that's not acceptable. Taylor's on strike. It's going to be beaten for pace. Going to fall safely into the leg side. Again, they'll settle on just the single.
Jack Taylor's got in his mind a particular shot, hasn't he? Because he's kind of repeated the same shot a few times. It hasn't come off yet. If it does, then the umpire will be asking for another ball because it won't stay within the boundary or within the field.
Yeah, that'll be deposited into the back of somebody's garden, won't it? Charlesworth on 44, one hit away from a half century here at the Cinch County grounds. Oh my goodness me. That's a very stylish single all the way down. It's a long off. Moves to 45.
Yeah, he will have seen fine leg come into the ring before that ball. He will have known that it's probably going to be either slower or up. He didn't try and improvise. I wonder whether he might try and chip it over the fine leg fielder, but he's back in his strengths, isn't he? Strong cricket shots.
Yeah,
that's what he's played.
I think Aaron Viles will be the chap to back up whether Ben Charlesworth is that cricketer with the improvisation as Taylor tries to play that shot once more. I mean, is Charlesworth the guy to play those paddles and those reverses, or is he much more of a tall guy that's going to hit the ball down the ground?
I'd say it's more the latter. Against spin, he's got the reverse. That is something, and we've noticed that with the field. Northants have had the presence of a third inside the circle. Don't think he'll go necessarily to the paddle against pace. It's more just power, timing and placement, especially through the covers.
Slower ball from Sales. He's got away with that. Very well picked up by Calvin Harrison in the deep. Took a nasty bounce on him at the final moment. Just a single taken.
This is the classic extra ball, isn't it? So often in cricket, when you do bowl a no ball or a wide, the seventh ball, something extraordinary happens. Is Jack Taylor finally going to connect with one of those 4 attempted hits over mid-wicket that he's tried so far?
He's got 2 fielders down there, isn't he? He does go mid-wicket once again, but he won't find the boundary rope. It'll be just one more added to the board. Halfway stage then, 10 overs done for Gloucestershire. And the score is 86 for 3. Charlesworth on 46 and Taylor on 16. Rowie, who's going to be the happier of the two teams?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
Well, it's a cliched question, isn't it?
No, it's a great question. It's a really tough question. Normally, I'm straight in with an answer of Steelbacks or Gloucester. I think Gloucester will probably be the happier because they've got momentum. They've got Charlesworth in. He's 46 from 22. We know that Jack Taylor will start middling the ball very soon, and that can be dangerous. So I think at this stage, 86, so 8.6 and over with power to add. As we've said a few times, a very long batting lineup. I think that Gloucester are just ahead of the game right now, but not by much, but just about.
Yeah. What do you think, Aaron?
Completely agree. I think of the two sides, Gloucestershire now will be looking at this going, right, we've got a decent foundation here. Charlesworth is middling the ball each and every single time, and they've got plenty of power hitters. And it does feel almost inevitable that one of those shots from Taylor will connect through mid-wicket. So these have been interesting 10 overs.
Kimber into the attack. Has he connected with that one? He certainly has. Bit of a rank one to start from Louis Kimber. Dragged down, leg side, and Jack Taylor says, thanks very much. I'll hit it for 4, moves to 20.
That's a poor delivery, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't need me to point that out to anyone watching that.
I think Taylor might be a bit disappointed he didn't get 2 more for it. A real rank one from Kimber to start. 90 up for Gloucestershire. Better. Good reply. Just concedes 1. It's wickets, isn't it? Which is another cliche because it's a tough pitch to start on. Generally, is what we've seen over the course of Sunday in this game. Well, Charlesworth being the anomaly.
We've seen 5 batters.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll include Taylor in this. 4 of them have struggled to some extent. And the one who hasn't has played absolutely brilliantly. You know, on any pitch, 46 off 22 is fantastic going.
91 for 3. Charlesworth again, just noticeably more watchful against the slower bowlers at the moment.
Yeah, it was nicely bowled by Kimber, wasn't it? He gave the ball a chance to react off the surface, to just hold, and maybe if Charles had done something injudicious, but he didn't. Just knocked it into a hole and ran up the other end. 4 off the first ball of the over. You know, that helps, doesn't it, in terms of decision making for the rest of the over.
Back over to Taylor. It's gone straight up in the air. I think it's going to land safe. Well, if anybody was going to go for a catch, it would have been David Willey. Judged it and decided that he was never going to get there. Again, I think that bit of extra bounce, that bit of hold in the surface.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just done for Jack Taylor. He's on 22, though. Charlesworth tries to use his feet to add a bit of momentum onto the ball.
A good comeback from Louis Kimber. 4 off the first ball from a horrible drag down. He's gone 3 ones and a dot. Let's get out of the over now, he'll be thinking.
Be allowed to easily, but he will just concede 1.
Again, that was spliced up, wasn't it?
It was.
That was a bit of a drag down. You would expect that ball to disappear somewhere at the rate of knots, but it's been clothed. First one we can say, I think, that has not hit the middle of Charlesworth's bat.
Yeah, and I mean, that respectfully to Kimber is part-time spin, isn't it?
Just exactly what it is.
Obviously got 2 more overs for Calvin Harrison. I mean, Aaron, tempted to have a look at the left arm finger spin of safe save.
Yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing it at all, especially against Jack Taylor. I think that's the matchup because given where he's looking to hit it, all you need is one to just skid on, go with the arm ball, disrupt the timber. Speaking of someone who's seen it very cleanly tonight, James Vince got 125 against Essex.
Wow.
My goodness.
That's a great shot.
And that's 4 runs. That won't be the greatest delivery James Sales bowls in 2026, but you've still got to get rid of it, and it's 50 up for Ben Charlesworth. He's on 52 now. He has raced up to that half-century mark off 26 deliveries, 6 4s and 3 6s. I mean, this has been a masterclass from Charlesworth.
You know, the word that springs to my mind is skill. The skill of getting the middle of the bat on the ball. That last shot was an improvised shot as well.
Down the grounds. No one's stopping that. Another 4 for Charlesworth. Overpitched once again from Sales, this time outside the off stump, and it brings the 100 up for Gloucestershire in the 12th over.
That slot, you know, on the pitch map on Sky, that one comes up as slot. And a guy who's just gone to 50, he's not going to miss out on that. The previous one that he helped around the corner was a great shot. That's a shot you just don't practice.
102 for 3. Inside edge survives. Certainly a game plan here for Charlesworth, isn't it? Take on the seamers. Doesn't matter who they are. Doesn't matter what they're going to bowl. That's the batter, or that's the bowler he wants to target.
I think the other thing is, by and large, the spinners have bowled better to him. So I think there's been some selection. It hasn't been kind of crazy hitting against the seamers. He's just had a number of balls. He's got a range of shots. Gee whiz, we've seen all of them.
Short ball.
Catch that.
Very good and gone.
Yeah.
Little edge on it through to Lewis McManus. The short ball from James Sales that we've not seen much of this year in this campaign. Gets the breakthrough. Taylor departs for 22. The partnership is broken. It's 103 for 4. And the Steelbacks were desperately searching for one of those.
Absolutely. And you were quite right in what you said there, Dan. That was the first bouncer that's been bowled. And I I did wonder whether a bouncer to Charlesworth might be a good option, a high bouncer. If it happened to go over his head, well, then you got to bowl another one. But Taylor, who has looked to score exclusively through the leg side, has just not been quite at the form we know he can get. He shot a little tickle, maybe a little glove through to the keeper. Northampton would have been far happier to see Ben Charlesworth walk off, but Jack Taylor is a dangerous man and couldn't continue to sort of score at a strike rate of under 100. But he departs, and I think it's Darrowell coming to the crease.
It is, yeah. Cam Darrowell.
He's a dangerous man, Aaron, isn't
he? Yes, he certainly is. He's a record holder for Gloucestershire. Smashed a 13-ball 50 against Worcestershire at New Road. Tied the record for the fastest ever in the competition as a whole. The man nicknamed the Doctor is only 21 years of age. And just a word on Charlesworth as well for the stats fiends amongst you, the Badgers tuning in. Career best for Ben Charlesworth, overtakes his 56 against Glamorgan from 2023. And a reminder, this is his first game in the Blast since the 7th of June. So it's been over a month since he's actually played any first 11 cricket. It's a fantastic return, and yeah, the Gloucestershire fans will be thrilled.
He's on strike against James Sales. It's a dot ball to start.
All of that said, Aaron, we've seen he can play now. Thanks very much for coming. You've entertained us royally.
Yep.
Pop off now, Ben, will you? Go and have a look at some property magazines for Stockport or somewhere. You just don't. Yeah. Charlesworth looks like the key to this match at the moment, I have to say. Bold.
Great Yorker. Darrowell off the mark. And a warm round of applause for James Sales, who picked up the wicket of Jack Taylor in the over. It's 103 for 4 after 12. 104 for 4 after 12, in fact. So 8 overs to go, and we are going to see Phil Rowe's favourite part-time spin bowling option in the Steelbacks. Going to be Safe Save.
Yeah, I mean, whether he is part-time, I don't know, but he's certainly used as though he is part-time.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense to anyone, please write in and put that into a sentence. What I've just come out with there. But he's better than part-time. I think he's under-bowled. Didn't bowl at all on Sunday, but he has come on. Otherwise Kimber would have had another over, wouldn't he? He went for 8 in his first over. Kimber got away with a drag down or 2. Zaeb can go under the bat. That's his great skill. Keeps the stumps in play and can get under the bat.
Powerfully struck, but straight at Ben Sanderson. Darrowell. 1 off 3. Excellent start for Safe Save. I mean, the job here is so simple, isn't it? Just get Charlesworth back on strike.
2 dots. He's going big.
Gives himself a bit of room.
It's called 2.
Cry for 2. Charlesworth turns him down. Very, very well fielded in the deep, keeping it down to 1.
Great start to the over from Safe Zaeb.
Certainly is. Over to the dangerous Charlesworth, though. He's on 57. Does he fancy this matchup any more so than he did against Harrison or Kimber? Certainly does. Goes leg side, gets plenty of it. Oh, brilliant.
Oh, what a bit of fielding.
Amazing by McSweeney. He's kept it in the field of play. He saved the Steelbacks 4. That is exceptional by the Australian overseas down there at deep mid-wicket.
That was phenomenal. It's into the breeze. Normally that would be with the breeze and would have gone for 6. But McSweeney judged it beautifully, didn't he?
Straight
That's
through.
a big shot. How many did they run there?
2.
No, they must have run an odd number because the right hand is on strike.
Oh, apologies.
Yeah, they ran 1.
1, just the 1.
Wow.
Yep.
Where's that gone?
That has gone offside. Does land safe. Just be the single. And a great over
2
for
off the
Safe
over.
Save. 107 for 4 after 13.
Well, it was a fantastic bit of fielding by McSweeney on the boundary to prevent that going for 6. He actually saved 5 because they must have thought it was going for 6. Otherwise, it's even I could have run 2 there. And the next ball, Darrowell tried to hit it out of the county, nearly got cleaned up. So it would have been a calamity on top of a calamity. What a good start, though, from Safe Sabe. And there'll be a number of people thinking, why didn't he bowl earlier? Why didn't he bowl on Sunday? But anyway, he's bowled tonight. First over's gone for 2.
Yeah, and it's been that stark difference, isn't it? Harrison's bowled 2 overs for 11. Kimber's bowled 1 for 8. And Zabe has bowled the 1 over for just a couple of runs. Comparison to David Willey conceded going at 12s. Scrimshaw at 17s. James Sales will bowl his 4th over. Great Yorker. Darrell digs him out. He should look for 2. Charlesworth again settling on 1, but that won't bother him or Gloucestershire supporters because he's lined the seamers up quite well.
I'd like Jimmy Sales to come round the wicket to Charlesworth. Can't give him width, but if you come over the wicket, as he has done so far, and bowl very straight, he's just a bit able to hit under the bounce and get it away with the breeze and find the boundary unerringly. I'd like him to come round the wicket.
108 for 4. Short ball pulled away, won't go to the rope. Zabe doing the work will just be 1. It does feel since Taylor's departed, Steelbacks have just got a little bit of a grip back on this innings.
They've got something, haven't they? Yeah. Run rate just above 8. I think 170 is a tough number to chase. But you've got to get rid of Charlesworth, otherwise they're going to be north of that. Oh, that's a cricket shot.
That's
what a shot.
Wonderful cricket shot. Shuffles outside leg stump, creates the room in the angle, just bunts it back down the ground for 4.
It was probably just in the slot area. Maybe it was length. It was a lovely cricket shot played with a very straight bat. You just felt that it's back to where you either follow him into the hip or take pace off.
It's a little bit premeditated, I think, for Darrell. He's shaped up like that a few times here in this innings. Goes again. Look, that shuffle outside leg stump. Picks up 1 this time. Just trying to give himself a bit of extra room, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the old-fashioned way of he'd be batting without the stumps. The stumps are not if he misses it and he's bowled, so be it. But he's happy to show the ball or the stumps back away because it opens his options up, opens both sides of the field. And also he's very well set if they do bang one in.
Back over to Charlesworth. He's on 59 off 30. Pace on and will just be 1. Even Charlesworth now has just maybe lost a fraction of timing in this passage of play. 115 for 4.
They just bowled slightly fuller to him, do you think?
I'd say that's fair.
Just slightly?
I'd say the runs that he picked up against Scrimshaw felt pretty easy, didn't they? On the hip. Thanks very much. I'll hit that wherever I'd like it to. 115 for 4. Darrell back on strike. Just chalks it into the turf and a dot ball to finish. So he's 9 off 11. And the score after 14 with 6 overs to go is 115 for 4. So how are you breaking up these final 6 overs, Aaron? You've got all of those bowlers available to you. David Willey, Ben Sanderson, Calvin Harrison, George Scrimshaw, Louis Kimber, Safe Sabe. What are you going to do?
Well, first and foremost, I would have gone back to Calvin Harrison, which is what we're going to see here from the Lynn Wilson centre end. I wouldn't mind seeing another one from Safe Sabe as well, just to bring those stumps into place, see if you can make something happen. And then, of course, you'll have the likes of Sanderson and Willey towards the back end of the innings. But this is going to be very, very interesting, this over, because so far Charlesworth has been almost overly respectful of the spin bowling. So will he decide to go big here, bring those boundary sweepers into play? Can he also get that reverse going? That will be the key thing here with Charlesworth. Let's wait and see what he can do.
Goes leg side and does find the gap. Skips off those practice wickets and welcomes Calvin Harrison back with a 4 over deep mid-wicket. So just showing the muscle rather than the death touch on the reverse sweep.
Good shot though, wasn't it? He picked the gap beautifully. It was just slightly too full. The leg spinner wants to be played off the back foot.
That is off the back foot. Ben Sanderson, who's done very, very well to stick a mitt on that and save 4. 119 for 4. Charlesworth into the 60s now. 64. Goes leg side again.
That's a better length.
Again, we'll just settle on the single. It's a unique ground, isn't it? The Cinch County ground. If you're not used to playing here on a regular basis, particularly in this format, with the dimensions of it and the different size pockets and that particular leg side boundary for Charlesworth, as Dariwal is back on strike, who goes for a huge shot down towards deep mid wicket, will just be 1. They kind of come back for 2. There's a chance at the bowler's end. Can they complete it? Look at the umpire given.
Oh, wow.
Dariwal has run himself out. Brilliant by Lewis McManus, brilliant by Ricardo Vasconcelos, and brilliant by Calvin Harrison to finish the job off. A run out for Dariwal. He's gone for 9. It's 120 for 5. Massive mix-up. And there's no way you're running Charlesworth out.
No, I mean, it was a shocking bit of cricket, wasn't it, from Dariwal? He looked with the way he batted that he was a little bit he was just looking exclusively to hit boundaries, and because of that he clothed a few and missed a few, and it was in danger of running out Charlesworth. I mean, he'd never go back to Bristol as long as he lived if he'd done that tonight. Fortunately, Charlesworth was saying, no, there's only one bloke perishing here, and it's you numpty. But it was good cricket from Northampton, wasn't it? In terms of good out cricket, Lewis McManus glove off quickly, turned them through in one motion. Vasconcelos had the presence of mind to get to the keeper's stumps and then throw it powerfully, one bounce at a good height as well for Calvin Harrison to catch and break the stumps. Must have been very tight, in or out.
Yeah, it would have been, wouldn't it?
Been very close.
It took a few parts to get there, didn't it?
It did.
But the umpire had a very, very good look at it. 5 down, Gloucestershire. I believe it's Miles Hammond that's joined Ben Charlesworth in the middle. So the batters for Gloucestershire, they just keep on coming. And wide signalled that time, much to the bemusement of Calvin Harrison.
Yeah, I suspect if there were reviews that he would review that, Calvin Harrison, appeal for it and then review it to make sure that any contact was noted.
Shorter ball pulled away, will just be 1. So a very good over here for Harrison, despite being hit for 4 off that first ball.
That's the perfect leg spinner's length, isn't it? Just bail high.
You can't really do anything with it, can you?
Can't do much with that. No.
You can't commit fully back to get underneath it, and you certainly can't go fully forward unless you're going to run at it. But if it grips, you run the risk of missing it by a mile. 121 for 5. Hammond on strike for the first time this evening. Place that nicely into the offside, but it will be a dot ball to finish the over. So 5 overs to go. It's 121 for 5. And Aaron, we didn't finish your conversation. How are you splitting up the final 5 overs? Are you going spin, seam? What are you doing?
Yeah, I think the next one will be seam, whether that is Sales or Scrimshaw. It looks like it could be Scrimshaw. Indeed it is. He hands his cap over to the standing umpire. The other thing which I was going to mention here actually is quite intriguing is Miles Hammond, how he goes about this, because he's predominantly a number 3 and he strikes at less than 130. Now, he can't be striking at 130 at the death. So is this literally a ploy to almost get Charlesworth back on strike, because he is a fantastic player at finding those gaps? Or could it be something which he's just gone out there with a directive to hit boundaries, given the fact that they still have got Janssen, DeLanga, still got Matt Taylor, of course, to come. So I'm fascinated to see how Hammond actually goes about these next few overs.
Good cricket from Northampton there. His first ball, brought 2 extra covers in and took the reverse sweep fielder out and put him in extra cover. Got a dot out of it.
Scrimshaw's back. Charlesworth, who lined him up so well in that first over. That's going to just bring a smile onto the face of the Steelback supporters, as it's 1 conceded off the first ball and Charlesworth gets down the non-striker's end.
I think the scoreboard might have blown a gasket. Oh, it's caught up. That's good.
123 for 5. There's 2 3 fielders, in fact, out on the leg side boundary. 1 at fine leg, deep backward square. 1 at deep mid wicket. think they're going to go and strengthen that leg side again. As
I think he's got to go, Aaron.
Yeah.
I think he's got to go.
He does. The fact is, especially in a quarter final, you've only got one chance, haven't you?
Yeah.
He does.
He's
and
gone.
Scrimshaw goes straight through him. Hammond tries to be expansive, tries to do something a little bit extra.
That's the bail that James Sales has just picked up about 50 metres from the bat.
Scrimshaw hits the top of the stumps and Hammond goes without scoring. Massive breakthrough and a huge comeback for George Scrimshaw, having conceded 17 in that first over.
Yeah, he's got to keep doing that, hasn't he? Kept it simple, kept the stumps in play, top of off, and that did hit the very top of off. And we were wondering, weren't we, about Mark Hammond? Is he going to stick or twist? I thought he had to go, and he did go. And he went in an expansive shot, probably over extra cover, missed it. And George Scrimshaw quite rightly keeping the stumps in play to the Newey.
Yeah, top of the stumps. And as you say, the leg stump bail was picked up just outside the 30-yard circle.
It flew at a huge arc on it. It was a high steepling catch down to fine leg. This guy's a good cricketer, isn't he, James Bracey?
Certainly is. Did some damage, didn't he, here in that championship game at the end of earlier this summer. Huge partnership he was out there in the middle for. But he's in there with Ben Charlesworth, who's on 67. I wonder whether Bracey is under the same instruction to go or whether it's a case of get Charlesworth on strike for a bit. Just rebuild again for maybe the rest of the over. See where they are with 4 to go. 124 for 6.
They've played well, haven't they? And Charlesworth is exceptional. That said, the run rate's still only 8. And I don't think 160 wins. So they need to go. Very capable of doing that. Charlesworth needs to get himself on strike.
Certainly a better score than what the Steelbacks were able to post on Sunday. But the Bears chased it down quite comfortably in the end, didn't they, after a bit of a slip up in the power play. Pill for LBW, but that was always going to be going over the top. I mean, to me at the moment, at least for the rest of this over and potentially the next one, it's get Charlesworth back on strike and have him face as many balls as you possibly can. And then it's 3 overs to go, everything at it, get what you can get.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's playing a different game to almost everyone else, is Ben Charlesworth.
Particularly with Janssen, Dalanga and Taylor to go. 124 for 6. Bracey faced the 2 deliveries here from Scrimshaw, yet to get off the mark. Third ball, it's going to be a single taken, a very quick, sharp single taken to Chris Lynn.
This feels like a massive ball, this.
It doesn't really help Gloucestershire much, does it? A single potentially to keep Charlesworth on strike is handy. A boundary keeps him at the non-striker's end for the next over on a pitch that's tough to start on.
It's been such a good over from George Scrimshaw. 1 wicket, ... 1. Just wonder whether Charles, he got on a roll earlier. He's been restrained since then. He might think in his last 15 balls he's a bit under par.
Yeah.
I wouldn't agree with that, but he might be feeling that because he started so well.
Agreed. 67 off 36. Scrimshaw gets an inside edge and beats McManus. Won't go to the boundary. Will just be 1. So Charlesworth does keep the strike. Not far away from the leg stump. Excellent over for George Scrimshaw. A huge response given the fact he was cleaned for 17 in his first over. 4 overs to go, Rowie. 126 for 6 and Charlesworth on 68.
Yeah, that was a great comeback, wasn't it, from George Scrimshaw? Must give credit to bowlers when they've come back off a big over and they're bowling to a guy who's taken every other bowler down. To get away with 2 off that and a wicket was a very good comeback.
Last over for Harrison. 3 overs, no maidens, none for 19 so far. Charlesworth on strike on 68. This has been a respectful matchup so far in this game. Is anything going to change? Is now the time that they take Harrison apart? Gets the top edge and it's gone straight away. Charlesworth goes for the expansive option, shimmies down the wicket to take Harrison downtown. Holds into the surface, outside edge, floats over to the man on the reverse sweep. Simple catch. And Gloucestershire are 7 down for 126. And it's the dangerous Charlesworth departing for an incredibly well-made 68.
Yeah, let's talk about that quickly, because that's a fantastic innings and could still be the influential innings in the game from Ben Charlesworth. Came in like a absolute rocket, didn't he? And hit almost every ball to the boundary for a good part of that early part of his innings. Was sort of shackles were applied to some extent from Northants. You just felt he might have been feeling it a little bit. A couple of wickets have gone down the other end. From a Northants perspective, really enjoyed that dismissal because Calvin Harrison held that ball back and kind of knew, I think, that Charles was going to run at him, held it back. I'm giving you nothing to work with here. You're going to have to make everything yourself. And he didn't get quite close to the pitch of the ball. Charlesworth tried to accelerate the bat through. It wasn't quite in position to do that. Got enough of it that it carried out to the man at backward point. Earlier on in the competition, Dan, you'll remember me criticising Harrison for going too flat too quickly and too quick. And he's mixed his pace up there. I'm really pleased to see that and getting the reward for it.
Yeah, big reward, big wicket. The biggest one of the day, Charlesworth for 68. Harrison's got a few deliveries left in the over, the 5 to go. Now with Dwan Janssen in the middle. Big appeal, and it's gone. That's 2 in 2 for Harrison. The leg spinner is on fire. Dwan Janssen stands with his hand on his hip. He's returned for Gloucestershire for this quarter-final, and he's gone without scoring. Now, he is an incredibly dangerous cricketer, a clean ball striker, and he goes without scoring. He didn't look happy with the decision, though.
He didn't, and I completely concur with what you've just said there, Dan. We didn't even get a chance to mention it. He's been striking at 170 this season as Janssen. He's someone with those long levers, loves to clear it down the ground, especially against spin. So that is another major wicket heading into these final few overs. And now this is a proper collapse for Gloucestershire. They've gone from 120 for 4 to 126 for 8. And it almost goes back to that conversation we've had about Charlesworth. That has been the anomaly. That has not been the pattern. It's not been the regular kind of showpiece that we've seen on this. It's a difficult surface to get in on.
It certainly is. Harrison on a hat-trick. 126 for 8. Matt Taylor joins James Bracey in the middle.
It was the over from Saif Zaid that started the rot, wasn't it? He didn't get a wicket, but he only went for 2 in that over. And since then, there have been 2 boundaries and 4 wickets. It was that over. It just swung the momentum back to Northants.
Golden arm. And just the 1 over for Saif Zaid in the innings as well.
Hey, he's done his job.
Conceded 3.
Bank it.
Bracey. A lot of work and pressure on the shoulders of Gloucestershire's wicketkeeper here. The last kind of recognised batter in the middle, in the card. But they are going to have to go slightly cautiously and make sure they do bat through these overs and get as many as they can, because they've still got 3 and a bit overs to go, 3.2 overs to go in the innings. These 2 in the middle, plus Marchand Dalanga. They don't want to leave any deliveries out there if they can. Just going to go through a period of knocking it around here. Brilliant over by Harrison. 2 wickets in it. He's gone for 22 with 1 delivery left in his spell this evening.
He's pretty good, this guy, isn't he?
Very, very skillful cricketer. Nicely timed. Should look for 2, but I think, again, as we've seen from Gloucestershire, they will just settle on the single. Brilliant from Harrison, and it's recognised by those in the grounds this evening. 2 for 22, 2 for 23 for Harrison. Absolutely superb. And still 3 overs to go.
Yeah, to go under 6 and over, pick up 2 wickets when one of those players who's been in for the majority of that time has scored at nearly 200 or was scoring for nearly 200 during most of his innings. That is a fantastic display. One thing we noted at the time, that fantastic bit of fielding by Nathan McSweeney, that would have had an effect as well. They thought it was 6, only got 1 from it. Great bit of fielding.
Yeah, they talk about those moments, don't they, in T20 games and T20 cricket, that just Not only that, but also boosts the fielding side.
Yeah.
Brings that confidence as Sanderson returns. Played nicely by James Bracey, and that might well be the first 2 of the day, I think.
It's the third.
Third 2 of the day.
But the point still stands. It's been very, very rare, and that is a testament, isn't it, to the quickness, the acceleration that the Northants fielders have shown. It's so basic, but just attacking the ball on an angle, being proactive, and they've done it really, really well so far today.
Good start for Sanderson. 132 for 8. A big appeal for LBW. Umpire says no. Lynn does the fielding.
I reckon that's pretty straight from long leg, 95 metres away.
They don't put many umpires there, do they?
I wonder why. And yeah, Ben Debenham's just explaining to Ben Sanderson why that wasn't out.
Because I said so.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, I always think if an umpire explains why, then there's a query there.
133, 8 leg by added. Taylor, he's on 2.
He's just had a little glance at the third man fielder. Is he going to go reverse ramp?
Well, Sanderson's going to bowl you that kind of pace that you're not going to get in trouble if you get it wrong. He doesn't. Sanderson goes shorter ball. Is a single taken. I just think at the minute, Gloucestershire have just got to knock it around and take what's on offer and have a final, say, 8 or 9 ball dip.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They've got to use everything here, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Score 1 a ball apart from in the last 8 balls where you're trying to hit 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wait for, you say, Taylor to have a free hit.
Yeah.
At the end of the penultimate over. 134 with Bracey. Shorter ball, pace off by Sanderson into the surface, and it is just another single.
He's a bright cricketer, isn't he, Bracey? He's played a bit. Loughborough University lad. They don't turn out many numpties there, do they, Loughborough?
Got a bit of a reputation, isn't it?
He is a very good cricketer. I'm a big fan of his as a cricketer. Had that 1 test match, didn't he? Or was it more than 1 down?
I've got a feeling it might have been 2.
Was it 2?
Single taken. Incredibly harsh, I think, to judge anybody on 2 test matches. It doesn't really feel like you've been given a fair crack at all there, does it?
Absolutely crazy, isn't it?
36 for 8. So David Willey's got 1 left. Sanderson's got 1 more after this one. Scrimshaw's obviously got 2, which would take us through to the end of the innings. Down the ground will just be 1 more. Is it seam the whole way, or do they use safe as a bit of an insurance policy in this over from the long end? Although
I don't think so.
You think seam the whole way?
I do. Yeah, I do. I'm headed that way. I've got to, it's a straight question. And it deserves a straight answer.
Yeah.
So I think it's seam.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be David Willey from the Lynn Wilson centre end to bowl this over. I'd imagine it will be Sanderson to go back-to-back from the David Capel end and then Scrimshaw to round out from the Lynn Wilson centre end.
What have we got? We've only got 2 to go, right?
Oh, we do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Enjoyed it so much, I just want 1 more.
Well, at least you know he's batting or bowling, which is more than I've got. I am sure he said that we are going to have a bat.
Yeah,
he did.
We both
did.
listened to it intently. Didn't
David,
we?
you've won the toss. What are you going to do? I was pretty sure what I heard over the PA.
No, that's 3 of us. Yeah.
137 for 8. 12 balls to go. David Willey, ball in hands. Inventiveness. Has he got it over Chris Lynn? He has.
That's a great bit of cricket, that.
4 runs. Brilliant start to the over by James Bracey.
Talking about reading the play. I mean, obviously, one of the things you're looking for is where are those third man and fine leg fielders? They're both up. I can get it over the head of one of those. Knowing that is one thing. Doing it is quite something else.
Out of interest, prior to that delivery, when do you think the last boundary was?
first ball of Harrison's over the 15th. Approximately.
Great Yorker. Going to put Harrison under pressure. Keeps it down to 2.
Is that right?
Spot on.
Well, he knew it was right because he didn't look very happy, did he?
Yeah, that's right.
But it has been a great squeeze, hasn't it, from Northamptonshire? Yes, there has been some indifferent batting from Gloucestershire. I don't think they've finished this innings particularly well.
Well, they've still got, don't speak too soon. You know, the momentum of a good finish here could be hugely influential.
Goes again, down the leg side. Doesn't get away with it.
So what have we got left? We've still got 10 balls left. You know, another 20, 164. Yeah. They're about the 170, which I think is probably par on this surface today. And James Bracey, he'll be thinking 180 from here. I mean, he will be thinking I can hit every ball for a boundary.
You have to have that mindset, don't you? He's on 13. As you say, still 10 to go. Really on that heavy length. Just be 1. Another warm round of applause. You can sense, can't you, obviously, how important this game is, but it's the crowd has been up. It's been not down, but watchful, nervous.
It was a bit quiet when Ben Charlesworth was smashing it everywhere, wasn't it?
But there were a few Gloucestershire fans in the ground, weren't there, cheering each and every time the ball got deposited over the boundary rope.
That was just one long cheer, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
What's he going to bowl here? Still got the fine leg and third man inside the circle to Matt Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor's looking to see where those leg side fielders are.
Oh, that's well bowled, David. Well bowled.
Side off stump Yorker.
Still a good ball, isn't it?
Don't go out of fashion, do they? So we've got 2 deliveries left in this one. So if I'm reading this right, this is 1, 3, 5 for Bracey with a free hit for Taylor off the final ball with Bracey on strike.
That would be, you should be a coach. That won't happen.
No.
Because you've got players in the way.
Goes for the reverse. Does get the single, though. So it will be Taylor on strike for the final delivery of this over. And this just has to be an all-out.
This is a free hit. This is a free hit.
3rd to 6th gear. Can you clear the rope? He's on 5.
I'm tempted here. I don't know. I'd be thinking about bowling him a bumper and asking him, are you good enough to hit it for 6? If you didn't get it for 6, it's probably going to be out.
It's low full toss.
Take
Will
that.
Just be 1. Excellent end to the over for David Willey. 148 for 8 and 6 legal deliveries to go here at the Cinch County Grounds. What can Gloucestershire get? What are they going to be happy with at this stage? Aaron, 148.
Yeah.
What are they going to be happy with from here?
Well, I think the first mark would be 160, wouldn't it? If you get at least 12 from this one, go into the innings break with a little bit of extra confidence, self-belief. I mean, they've certainly got a very, very good bowling attack to try and defend that. Of course, if you can get a couple of early boundaries, then you could be pushing 165, 170. But we'll wait and see. That is a lot easier said than done against this man, Ben Sanderson.
Certainly is. He's got the responsibility of the final over from the David Capel lens. Matt Taylor on strike, 148 for 6. Goes leg side. Just get 1.
That's casually picked up, wasn't it?
Was smooth.
I am old school, and Louis Kimber is a far better fielder than I could ever imagine to be. But if they got 2 there, that wasn't the end of the world. If it skips past your wrist and they get 4, no. Anyway, he picked it up very cleanly.
Did all right. It's just 1. Bracey's on strike. He will be desperately trying to find a boundary. Does he go for one of these scoops or one of these ramps again against Sanderson? Not this time. Sanderson, leg stump Yorker. What an incredible delivery to bowl at this stage of the game. 4 to go.
Yeah, well, we've said on commentary before how Ben Sanderson really turned himself into fantastic death bowler. He bowls a variety of of Yorkers, a full-paced one, a very slow one, a off-pace one. Generally lands whatever it is he's trying to bowl, backs himself.
Back over to Taylor. Gone through him. He's got the wicket. Slower ball again. It just had enough momentum to dislodge the bail. Unlike the Scrimshaw wicket that landed outside the 30-yard circle, that has landed nicely at the base of the stumps. 9 down, Gloucestershire. It's Taylor trying to get creative to that Yorker. Misses it. Departs for 7. It's 150 for 9 with 3 to go. And your favourite, Marchant Dalanga, strides to the middle.
I just, I've never had the pleasure of having him in a side that I've been anywhere involved in, which has been a regret. Tonight, though, he can miss the straight one and walk off. That'd be great. But yeah, I just love what he brings. Have we got done on time here? The cut. I'm looking at the cutoff, which says 18:22, and it's no,
we're okay. We've got 4.
Yep.
My watch is fast.
4 inside that 30-yard circle. So Northampton it would have been close.
Would have been tight, wouldn't it?
But
yeah,
just
the right side of it.
Sneaking in to making sure they were ready to go for that final over. 3 deliveries to go then. Sanderson 3 for 18.
Yorker or low full toss. Do not let this guy hit under the bounce or anything square batted.
Bit of a squeeze on as well. Gives himself room, muscles it down towards long on. Takes the single and hands it back over to Bracey. 2 to go.
Yep, he's going to rehearse that. Okay. That's what he was trying to do. The inside out.
That was his sighter.
6 over extra cover.
That was his sighter.
There it goes. That's a lob wedge.
Bit of backspin, pin high. 3-foot putt for birdie. 2 to go. 151 for 9. What has Bracey got? The ramp is on. If Sanderson gives him pace, it's on. Oh, Yorker and just evades the outstretched foot of Sanderson, and responsibility on Dalanga to finish the innings then.
This over so far has gone 1-1, wicket 1-1. This is the value of death bowling, isn't it? It doesn't have to be 90 miles an hour. Just bowled, he's bowled 3 perfect Yorkers. And one that was nearly a Yorker.
Just in the right spot.
Dalanga's having a look behind the wicket. I don't think he scored many runs behind the wicket deliberately ever.
I think there'll be a considerable amount of bottom hand in this. Where it ends up, we will describe as best we can when it leaves the bat. Final ball of the innings. And it's out. Drags it on. Sanderson finishes with 4. Gloucestershire are all out. Final ball of the innings. 152 for the visitors here in the quarter-final at the Cinch County grounds. Steelbacks wrestled that back very well, considering the damage that Charlesworth did in that innings. They will need to chase down 153 for a spot in finals day. Gloucestershire, obviously the opposite. They've got 152 to defend. Sum that up for us, Rowie.
I think it was a game of 2 parts, really. There was Ben Charlesworth, and then there was pretty much everyone else. Darcy Short threatened, but didn't stay around very long. What I thought Ben Charlesworth did really well was he just kind of came in and didn't respect the scoreboard and didn't respect the fact that the ball had been mistimed and mishit. He kind of said, you haven't bowled at me yet, have you? And I'm going to come and show you how you timed it. And he put pressure back on the Northants bowlers who weren't adequate at the time. They didn't bowl particularly well to him. George Grimshaw bowled a pour over to him. David Willey bowled a pour over to him as well. And he got the innings back on track. He was then starved of strike a little bit, maybe just missed out a wee bit, didn't put the spinners under so much pressure, backed himself to catch up, and then missed out a little bit. So his innings kind of slowed a wee bit. Then there was a clutch of wickets. Charlesworth then went himself, and we end up with probably an under par score. I think it's not as under par as it might look. I think it's probably 15 light, but it's not 50 light, and I think Gloucestershire will be saying that. They'll be saying, look, this is difficult. We've lost 10 wickets getting to 152. One of our guys got a 50 within that as well. So at the halfway mark, Northants very much the happier of the two. The second half of that innings, they really got their act together. Harrison bowled well, Sales bowled well, and Sanderson closed the innings off beautifully. Happier from a Northants perspective, obviously. but I think Gloucestershire are not out of it. Early wicket's going to be key.
Yeah, agreed. Aaron, how about you? Highlights from that innings, that first half?
Well, most definitely Ben Charlesworth. He was nothing short of exceptional. Ben Sanderson as well. We speak all the time about Yorkers in modern T20 cricket, and that is a textbook example of their value and just how beneficial they can be. So for those two, I'd say they were the standouts for the respective sides. One thing that I would say, I still think that is a competitive total. It is under par to what we expected, but I've seen Gloucestershire defend 138 in a quarter-final before. They did that in 2024. The key for them will be early wickets in the power play, and it's very cliche, but Chris Lynn will be the big one. He almost holds the key of those first 6 overs. If he gets going, could be a very, very different scenario for Gloucestershire. Put them behind the 8-ball early. If they get him in the opening couple of overs, they'll feel as though they've got a little bit of additional self-belief.
Dan, it's coming home.
It's coming home, is it?
It's coming home. That's
There
what
we
I'm
go.
saying. It's coming home.
Halfway stage of the game, Phil Rose says it's coming home. We'll take a 5-minute breather and we'll be back for the run chase as the Steelbacks need 153 to get through to finals day. We're back on Steelbacks TV, here for the run chase between the Steelbacks and Gloucestershire in the Blast quarter-final. A spot at finals day is on the line for both of these two teams. Halfway stage, Gloucestershire batted first, all out for 152. Steelbacks will need 153 to win. Dan Jadzovic, Phil Rowe and Aaron Viles here on Steelbacks TV this afternoon, this evening. It's going to be Ricardo Vasconcelos, Chris Lynn opening the batting for the Steelbacks, and Graham Van Buren with the new ball in hand from the Lynn Wilson centre end for Gloucestershire. Silence in the Cinch County ground. Steelbacks underway straight away. How quick are Gloucestershire to have learnt or to have read the script here of what they need to do?
Yeah, we'll see. I think to some extent they've read it because they haven't started with pace. You've got De Lange and Jansen in your side. You start with Van Buren. That tells you something, doesn't it? It says they think spin is the way to go. It's about matchups as well. Do you want to be bowling 85 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour at Chris Lynn, who can deposit that? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think the thing that's interesting here with Chris Lynn, he's obviously been the most destructive batter for the Steelbacks this year. He's the leading run scorer by a little way, nearly over 450, getting that way runs wise, 434. He's not faced much left arm finger spin at all this summer, and when he did, it didn't go very well for him.
It's funny you say that. Statistically, it is his worst matchup. It's something that Warwickshire did a couple of years back with Danny Briggs.
And I think there's something in that if you've got 190 on the board.
Yep.
I like positive options, and I think the positive option is bowl your best bowler here. Mm-hmm. Get Jansen on. That's why you've re-signed him, and try and knock Chris Lynn over. If he takes you for 20 odd, well, you're probably not going to defend the score. You've got to get him out. He might run past this one. He's not running past it, is he? That's a forward defensive shot. I recognise that. I haven't seen that from Chris Lynn very often.
I think he might have pulled that out from an archive 5 or 6 years ago, I think.
Just do another one.
It looks like a really unwilling forward defence as well, doesn't it?
It does.
As he does bunt Van Buren down the ground for a single. So 4 for no loss after the first over, 2 for Lynn, 2 for Vasconcelos.
What I would also say is from a Gloucestershire perspective, is you've taken a gamble there a little bit, and you have gone away from your main strength, which is your opening bowling attack. But they haven't lost a lot, have they? Mm-hmm. You know, if that over went for 15, they haven't really lost a lot, and there's always a chance that they can put the 2 boundary fields on the same side. As Aaron said, it's a bad matchup for Chris Lynn, so I think it's a fair tactic. It's a sort of an each way bet, but not long before they get the as I like to call them, the proper bowlers into the game, the seamers.
Yeah, it's going to be Matt Taylor to open the bowling from the David Capel ends this evening, the left armer up against Chris Lynn. Relatively short leg side.
And 2 boundary fields on the leg side. You don't see that very often.
Well, it's an area that's been targeted by Chris Lynn in 2026, isn't it? Off the top of the bails. And a watchful start.
Good length. Absolutely the perfect length to bowl. Looked like it held a bit, didn't it, there? The way he played that. But so far, of the what is it now, 5 balls that Chris Lynn has faced, he looks like he's going to get himself in on this pitch rather than just go.
Well, everything's at stake, isn't it, in this game? It's not a group game. The result matters. That is incredibly well played. I said he's targeted the leg sides all the way through the summer. I mean, he's jumped into that and uppercut Matt Taylor over the offside for 4. What a shot.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have fielders everywhere, can you? It's very unusual to have a seamer bowling to a field where both the boundary fielders are on the same side. And that's why it is, because any deviation from that immaculate first ball, and you're going to get hit through the offside.
Was on the creative side for Chris Lynn. 8 for no loss, the Steelbacks.
What they've got to try and do here is make Chris Lynn do something that he doesn't want to do.
Well, he's played 4 defensive shots so far, which I would imagine is probably things that Chris Lynn doesn't particularly want to do.
It's a season's worth.
I think he's doubled it. He's doubled the tally.
Hating it. He's hating life out there.
Not going to get too many more of them. Very, very well stopped by Dawid Malan at short cover. 8 for no loss, the Steelbacks. Chasing down 153. Spot up for grabs at finals day. You've got 3 others going on at the moment as well. It's looking good for Hampshire at the minute. Looking pretty good for Surrey. And looking pretty good for Yorkshire at this stage of those other 3 quarterfinals. Again, can't get it past Dawid Malan. We'll keep you up to date with those results as they come in through the course of the evening, although I'm sure you've got one eye on them yourselves at home.
It's been hard to score off that top of the stump's length, hasn't it? Unless your name's Ben Charlesworth. Everyone else has found that a problem, either splicing it or there's been a couple of drag-ons.
He batted on a different pitch, didn't he, Ben Charlesworth?
He did.
Offside, beats Milan this time. It's going to be a long, long chase for Dariwal. The Steelbacks fans are almost encouraging it over the rope and the ball wins. Missed time through the offside by Chris Lynn, but just that power, Aaron, that he has, was no stopping it.
It's the combination of power and what is a lightning fast outfield. It's like sheet ice, isn't it? As soon as the ball goes through that 30-yard circle, it's gone. There's zero stopping it. So good end to the over that as far as Northamptonshire are concerned. And I suppose the good thing that they know, having seen Gloucestershire's recovery in their power play, the first 3-4 overs don't necessarily need to go at 10, 12 and over. You can almost see yourself in on this pitch, which so far appears to be the MO of a certain Chris Lynn, as Duan Janssen has the ball in hand for the first time this evening. What an incredible start to the campaign. He had 16 wickets in 6 matches.
Why has he not got a slip in? Why has he not got a slip in? I
Why?
mean, are they going to defend this?
Tell us why.
Well, they should have.
Into the attack. Back for the quarterfinal. Duan Janssen. Short ball pulled away. They're going to look for 2.
They're never getting 2.
They won't. I think Chris Lynn, to be fair, at this stage of his career, is not looking to come back for the second. I mean, we both enjoyed Duan Janssen incredibly well, didn't we, in that visit for Gloucestershire earlier this year?
A lot to like, isn't there? There's a lot to like.
We didn't get to see him with bat in hand, fortunately, from a Steelbacks perspective, but a couple of the 6s that he hit here earlier this summer were enormous. And so much energy in this cricket ball from Duan Janssen. Over to Chris Lynn, though. 13 for no loss. Offside, and might feel as though he's missed out there. Short side of the ground.
Wow.
It's the matchup, though, isn't it? Box office overseas against box office overseas.
That was a terrible, terrible delivery. It was nearly a wide outside off stump, and both his boundary men are on the leg side, and it came out at about 70 miles an hour. Maybe it was a slower ball just gone wrong. Let's say that. I think it could have been. It was a poor, poor delivery from a great bowler.
Another single taken. So a watchful start so far for the Steelbacks. So we spoke on Sunday, didn't we? Just as a point of reference, this pair, this opening partnership earlier this summer on a different surface against Essex, 88 for no loss at the end of a power play.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's not a good enough kind of barometer to let you know just how different this surface is, I think you're going to be struggling to find one. But they're still there at the minute. 14 for no loss. Short ball pulled away, 4 runs. Helped round the corner by Vasconcelos. Maybe didn't bounce as much as what he thought it was going to. but he got enough bat on it and got it fine enough. Short side of the ground, 4 runs, 18 for no loss.
Difficult bloke to bowl at Vasco because of his height, his diminutive stature. He played that kind of off the back foot. It wasn't a bad length ball, was it? Just maybe half a stump too straight.
We see that T20 Vasconcelos, that pull, the hook, is so productive for him, particularly when you look at how short that leg side boundary is too. Goes offside, just controls it nicely and takes the 1. It's been a mature start to the innings so far, Aaron, for the Steelbacks.
It has. And it goes back to what we were saying during the innings break. It was important how these two started. Because if Northamptonshire, let's say there would have been 10 for 2, both of these two out having gifted their wickets, just gives so much confidence to the bowling unit. It's what happened in the 2024 quarter-final for Gloucestershire at Edgbaston.
Well bowled, well defended by Chris Lynn to end the 3rd over. 19 for no loss, chasing down 153.
Love this. This is good stuff. But I mean, particularly Chris Lynn is playing well within himself at the moment. Normally, by this stage, he's faced 13 balls. He will have tried to hit a number of those balls for boundaries, and so far has only done that once. So he's playing according to the scoreboard, isn't he? The scoreboard should, at this level, dictate the way you play. And even for someone of Chris Lynn's power, he recognises he can get his team through the power play, none down. That's a very big tick in the box towards chasing this score down.
Marchand Dalanga, the paceman from the David Caper lens. My goodness me, that is quick. Vasconcelos has absolutely bludgeoned it backward of point. That's the risk, isn't it? Pace on, and the ball departs even quicker. 4 for Vasconcelos.
There was an attempted fist bump there between the two batters. They missed. And then there was an awkwardness. It's like, are we going to go back in again? And Vasconcelos made sure they did. That was the only thing that was wrong with that delivery from a Northampton perspective. It was a great shot. Short wide 4, though.
23 for no loss. Edged.
Where's your catcher? Where is your catcher?
Well, I think it would have missed him, but it's 4 again for Vasconcelos. Not where he wanted to put it, but it beat the dive of the man at short thirds. And it's another boundary, 27.
Slowish pitch. Your slip is probably doing 1.5. It's a worldy catch if you catch it, but you've got to have a catcher in there. I just don't understand that you can't really defend this score. You're going to have to get wickets in the power play in particular, and one might go through there.
They haven't brought one in yet. Leg side, just 1. Darrowell, the man protecting that leg side boundary.
The other thing, Dan, is that you've got to have 7 guys in the ring, right? And why not put one of them at slip when you've got 150 to defend? I don't understand that. I'll stop talking about it now.
No, that's fine. You can if you like.
No, let's
keep going.
Let's leave it.
Phil Rowe on the long run.
It's a bit of a hobby horse thing for me, that you're not going to defend this score unless you get wickets up front.
Chris Lynn back on strike. Oh my goodness me. That must have missed off stump by a set of stickers. Judging by Dalanga's reaction, it was a filthy shot by Chris Lynn.
Where's he hitting that?
With Chris Lynn, anywhere.
Anyone? Any offers?
Anywhere between kind of long off and deep backward square, I would suggest.
Somewhere. That's where he's trying to hit it.
Somewhere. Gets connection this time. Struggling. Angry with himself.
Just about to say that. It's one thing that you do look out for as a commentator is body language. Whether that's a bowler, do the shoulders slump, does the head drop, because you know that the batter's almost had that moral victory. On this occasion, it's vice versa. Dalanga's had that moral victory over Lynn so far in this over. Feels like this could be one of those action balls that we speak about.
Well, we had that. The first ball that Chris Lynn faced. Pace on. That looked even quicker from Dalanga. And it is another dot ball for Chris Lynn. I mean, the positive for Lynn there and the maturity is that Vasconcelos scored 9 off the opening 3 deliveries. So
absolutely.
No need to do anything restless. 28 for no loss after 4. Vasconcelos on 17, Lynn on 11.
I do find it frustrating. I'm not talking about this game particularly. This is in general. When you're batting second in white ball cricket, you've got to get one more than the opposition. Play for that. And if you can't play for that because it's the way you play, probably shouldn't be a professional cricketer. Unless, here's the caveat, unless you're a genius.
Mm-hmm.
If your name's Kevin Peterson, Virat Kohli, you can go and do what you like. Kumar Sangakkara.
Yeah.
If it's not, get yourself ahead of the game, win the game, walk off with the stumps.
Change of ends for Matt Taylor. Inside edge for Vasconcelos.
And although, Chris Lynn will feel that he's clothing it everywhere, he's not out. It's 28 for no wicket. If Northampton get out of the power play for even 40 for none, that's a tick. That's a win.
It's a huge advantage, isn't it, for the remaining part of the innings? They've got to have an eye on that as well. Yes, Gloucestershire. What were they at the end of the power play? 44?
49 for
49, but the 3 wickets down. They're certainly up and about. You can hear them through the effects mic. A lot of encouragement.
Taylor's length has been very, very good. He did go for 4 off the last ball of his first over, went for 8 in the over. He's got a lot of dots so far, 6 dots.
That's going to help the Steelbacks. The length was okay, the width wasn't.
Yeah.
Vasconcelos just leant back a fraction and managed to carve it past those 2 fielders behind square on the offside. A very welcome boundary against Matt Taylor. Vasconcelos now on 21. Steelbacks on 32. Feels like a very safe option here for Taylor. He's not going to give Vasconcelos that opportunity to play that hook or the pull to the short leg side. As I say that, he's whipped off the knee roll for 1.
In a way, it looked like a poor bit of cricket from Matt Taylor because it was cut, wasn't it? Cut but through the gap there. What he's got to do is use the pitch and sort of invite cross bat shots. Just got his line slightly wrong. As you said, Dan, Vasco almost let that past him before he then cut it away. It was a good bit of batting. Going to come around the wicket to Chris Lynn. His 2 boundary fielders are on the leg side. What was the expression you used, Darren? Action ball?
Action ball, yeah.
I'm going to call action ball.
Let's go for it. Long leg side for Lynn. Does go leg side. Is an action ball. Skips off the outfield. Brilliantly well fielded down at deep mid-wicket by Miles Hammond. And Lynn comes back and completes the second. Not finding the middle of this cricket bat yet, Chris Lynn, but as you said, he's still there.
I reckon if he middled that, might have gone straight to the fielder.
Miles Hammond had to cover a bit of ground, and he has just brought himself and his Gloucestershire teammate a little bit straighter in response to that. 35 for no loss, the Steelbacks, as we get towards the back end of the power play. Lynn over the offside. No fielders out there.
Wow.
Couple of bounces, 4 runs. Absolute power and muscle from Chris Lynn. 39 for no loss. Lynn now on 17.
It's been a perfect start, hasn't it? From Northamptonshire perspective, that is, it's been a perfect start. Scoring at the required rate and little risk taken. Declined the invitation to throw their wicket away in the first over against Van Buren. And with the extra pace, you can't have fielders everywhere. And these guys, if you give them anything, they're going to jump all over it. Vasconcelos and Lynn, very strong start. Last over of the power play. Feels like, in some ways, Gloucestershire's last chance to really get into this game. They've got to leave the power play with at least 1 wicket.
Oh, it's going to be on the responsibility of Dwan Janssen. Change of ends for the South African overseas. On the leg side and a wide. Have to reload and go again.
Does he look down on pace to you, Janssen?
He does, but the surface that we saw him on here, and I think it was the end of May, was considerably quicker than what we've got today.
I don't know what cricket he's been playing in the interim.
Mr. Viles will definitely know.
He does. He loves it. His eyes. Yes, I know this. Come on, Aaron. Fill us in.
Full toss Yorker that Vasconcelos can't get away. Yeah, Mr. Viles is like a bit of an AI search engine for cricket scorecards. What's he been up to?
Well, not much.
Oh.
Again, a bit like Charlesworth, hasn't actually played any first 11 cricket since the 7th of June. So it's been over a month for Janssen. And for those unaware, he was brought back very, very last minute. Liam Scott, the Australian overseas, picked up an unfortunate back injury. So great bit of business to bring him back. But he does look a little bit off the boil compared to what we saw in those opening 6 matches.
That's going to be through the offside. Is it going to be 4? No, the fielder down there.
Oh, he's taking him on.
Vasconcelos coming back for 2 and does really well, really well. And Bracey elects not to throw. Delanga there, maybe just slow to react to back up the stumps at the non-striker's end.
I love that cricket from Northampton, Vasconcelos.
I do think Chris Lynn might have slowed that second run down in order to bait the throw.
Oh, do you think?
I think there might have been an element of that. So he had a little look over his shoulder, took a bit of pace off. 42 for no loss. That might be 4. That's gone squarer. Long, long pocket, and it is 4 into the super sopper here at the Cinch County Ground, which I don't think's moved for the last 6 months. 46 for no loss. Vasconcelos on the charge.
Yeah, a cloud of dust came off the super stopper as the ball hit it. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say it's now, but it just looked airspeed. He looked a little bit down. Am I going to sign Dwan Janssen if my overseas? Absolutely, I am. 100% I am. He just looks a little bit short. He needs a run. Looks like be better for a run there, say, of a racehorse.
46 for no loss. 3 deliveries to go in the power play. Respectful. Back of a length. See, that's the length that you need to be on.
When you're chasing a score of, 1 or a below par score, let's call it, what I like to see batters doing is recognise when they've won an over. Okay, so there's still 2 balls to go of this over, but there's 7 off it so far. We've won this over with 2 more dots in the context of getting out of the power play, no wickets down. So we do not need to lose a wicket now. It just don't take any risk here.
Keeps it well alone, but it's going to be wide. Have to reload. Another handy extra for the Steelbacks. Takes the score up to 47 and an extra delivery.
And surely that's 1 for the over as well, isn't it? Yeah, he's now got there. Only because Chris Lynn intervened in that, I think. But anyway, it's been called.
47. Still 2 to go. You say, unless it's a delivery that's really in the arc of Vasconcelos, there's just no need, is there, at this stage?
Absolutely no need.
Well in front.
Yorker might be a good option here.
It was a bit of a Yorker. Missed time. Very, very quick single taken on Delanga at mid-on. Over to Chris Lynn to round out the power play then. He's on 17.
For a number of years, Vasco was maybe a reluctant runner of quick singles, and he didn't really, therefore, have the ability to turn 1s into 2s. And over the last few years, he's improved that aspect of his game so much. Mostly about desire, that.
Yes. 48 for no loss. Great Yorker, and that's hurt Chris Lynn on the boot, isn't it?
Do not break his foot.
That has hurt Chris Lynn on the boot. Does get back into his ground. End of the power play. Steelbacks are 48 for no loss. Chasing down 153. Require 105 from the remaining 14 overs, and Chris Lynn is still down. So we will get a little bit of a break in play here, because that has missed all of the padding, I think, for Chris Lynn, who just hobbles away as Northampton's physio.
That's hurt him, hasn't it?
Lee Daggett sprints to the scene.
He is an immensely strong guy, Chris Lynn. And not just physically strong, mentally very, very tough guy as well. And that's hurt him, as it might. That was a quick delivery from Dwan Janssen.
With just we have this break. You complimented Ricardo Vasconcelos there on the speed. I don't think it'd be unkind to say he looks a bit leaner this year than what he has done in seasons gone by.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time with the gloves on in the championship, but that injury to Lewis McManus, which I think naturally you're going to have to be a bit fitter at.
Yeah.
And I'm sure those days in the dirt with the gloves on and the practice and the build for that would have helped. I mean, you saw that incredible catch he took in the blast.
That was a fantastic
earlier
catch
this summer
at Cardiff.
And I don't think Ricardo Vasconcelos takes that 2 years ago.
I agree. Entirely agree with you. Because the ground he made up there, well, not just the dive, he was virtually horizontal, wasn't he? It was the intent to get there. Yeah. Mindset. He has had a mindset shift, I think. And that has coincided, for me, with the arrival of Darren Lehmann.
100% agree with you. And I think it probably has worked for so many others as well.
Absolutely.
Here in Northampton.
Absolutely.
Power play done then, Aaron. 48 for no loss. Happy with the two teams?
Northamptonshire, without a shadow of a doubt. Not only is it similar with regards to runs, I mean, Gloucestershire scored 49 for 3, but the key there is the 0. They have not lost a wicket. They have still got 10 wickets to spare. And these two have batted really maturely and really sensibly. I mean, it's not been the classic Chris Lynn almost destruction of the opposition bowlers, but this game didn't need that necessarily. The fact is, if he would have gone out there, gifted his wicket for 1 or 2 runs, Gloucestershire have that early breakthrough, the complexion of this run chase is very, very different indeed. So, yeah, terrific start from the Steelbacks. Also, just a little bit of an update from Headingley as Chris Lynn is thankfully back to his feet and appears ready to continue. Somerset 58 for 6 in response to Yorkshire's 161 for 9. They require 103 of 51. Also appears as though Hampshire will be the first team to book their place at finals day. Essex require 108 from the final 30 balls with just 3 wickets remaining. So, yeah, that has been a very good display by the Hampshire Hawks. And Surrey 101 for 1. They require 63 of 46 balls against Nottinghamshire at Trent Bridge.
Yeah, those games all half an hour ahead of us here, aren't they? So we get those results in. 48 for no loss. Van Buren into the attack. Just one from Ricardo Vasconcelos.
I just wonder whether that injury, Chris, and he hobbled down the other end there a little bit, didn't he? Whether he's just thinking, actually, I'm just going to bat on one leg and just deal in boundaries now. And I think the position Northampton are in, that wouldn't be a terrible idea from here for him.
Yeah, it's been a struggle by his standards, isn't it? He's 17 off 19 today. It's been a responsible, mature innings from Lynn. But yeah, does that injury have any impact on him? Well, quite happy at the moment to have a look at Van Buren. He's definitely very, very uncomfortable and is.
Yeah, I think he's off. What he's done there. He's given himself a chance to see if he can run with it. He said, "I can't. Can I run it off? An impact thing. Can I run it off?" He can't. So he's going to go and get some ice on that very quickly.
Yeah. So Chris Lynn is going to retire here on 18. So that opening partnership of Vasconcelos and Chris Lynn has come to an end.
Or has it? Or is he after a runner? No, I think he is leaving.
He's off, isn't he?
Vasconcelos was, Vasco was looking for a runner.
Well, I think David Willey sat in the dugout had indicated that, did you want a runner? He's definitely very, very uncomfortable, isn't he? As one Australian makes his way off, another Australian makes his way in. Nathan McSweeney joins Vasconcelos in the middle at number 3. Now, if things were to go the way for the Steelbacks as they'd like it to do so over the next hour, it's not a huge window before finals day as Van Buren slides that past Vasconcelos.
Yeah, it's either broken or it's not. If it's broken badly, you know, if it's one toe, well, maybe you can get, if it's a foot, done.
Yeah.
It's, you know, breaks. A break is not a break is not a break. You know, they're all very different. But if it's a simple break, you might be able to get away with it.
Some painkilling injections.
Get some needles into them. But yeah, 3 days, not long, is it?
Not long at all. Excellent running there between the pair of them in the middle. Vasconcelos, helpful, streaky edge. Races away for 4. 50 up for the Steelbacks. And Vasconcelos continues to do the damage. Feels like a big day for Ricardo Vasconcelos, Roy. You've said a number of times here on Steelbacks TV, you want to see Ricardo Vasconcelos go on. He gets 30, starts well, but a match-winning contribution. There'd be no better day to do that for the first time for the Steelbacks.
Absolutely. This is a great day to do it, isn't it?
We do, of course, hope that Chris Lynn is okay. Doesn't look great for the Australian, I have to say. End of the over. Scoreboard, I think, just taking a little bit of time to catch up.
I reckon that's 57.
I'll take 57.
I might be wrong. I think it's 57.
And I think we've had Lynn's score remain on the board and Vasconcelos' score been taken off. So
yeah.
We'll let you know where we are in a moment.
Yeah, we're going to have that changed, I think, very, very, very soon, because Vasconcelos has not been retired for 30. Oh, looks like we're going to have some left arm wrist spin from Darcy Short, one of the great sights in the game, I must say. Do love a good bit of left arm wrist spin.
I'm sure you've got the numbers that Darcy Short has put together so far this year. I spoke about the fact he's leading the runs for Gloucestershire, but he's doing pretty well with the ball as well.
He is, yep. 10 wickets, 8.26 economy rate, and just a nice variety, I think, having a left arm wrist spin. I know against right-handers, some people go, well, what's the point? Because it's essentially bowling off spin to them, but I just like it as a variation. We've seen it, of course, here at Northamptonshire with Freddie Heldrich, Jake Linsott for teams in the Blast. Let's see what Short has in the locker.
Starts nicely, and Vasconcelos respectfully drops him into the offside. But, I mean, they're not so rare that you've never seen them before, Phil, but it's a very different look.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a conversation? Is it a piece in the build-up to kind of, well, they have got this left arm wrist spinner? It's worth noting.
Yeah, I think so. I think there'd be a lot of chat from the two Aussies to feedback about these are the tells. If he's going to bowl the other one, if he has the other one, or if he has it, how do you tell it? They'll know that. But it's, as you say, Aaron, it's a different look. You don't face a lot of it, and if you don't face a lot of it, it's immediately got something going for him. You've then got to land it. He's pretty good, isn't he, this guy?
Certainly is. I suppose that is an advantage, though, for some of the longer-term Northamptonshire players. They have faced it with Heldrich in the nets prior. So,
yeah,
let's wait and see.
I mean, certainly if you have time, as a coach, if you have time, then you are lining up the best local left-arm wrist spinner to come and bowl in your practice days. That'll be something that I don't know if there is one around currently, because they're very rare, but sort of thing you want to do as a coach, bring in something that looks like what you're going to face.
Good over so far for the Steelbacks. Dragged down, weighted very nicely. They'll settle on one this time, but these two, you can see a noticeable difference, can't you? They're running between the wickets.
For me, I think Gloucester have got to do a mini squeeze here. They've got to get another boundary fielder into the ring. Make Northants do something they don't want to do. At the moment, because of the strong start, it's too easy for them to just knock it away.
Yeah, they have got those 5 out on the rope. It's going to be gapped really well. They're going to look for 2. Vasconcelos comes back, completes the second really, really well. That's perfectly placed, weighted, and run from the pair in the middle. McSweeney ticks over to 3. So we get to the final couple of deliveries here for Darcy Short in this opening over.
Get down.
Offside and does evade that man. I think it's going to be 4. The Gloucestershire fielder desperately trying to cut the angle off and can't get there. McSweeney just throws the hands through it with that bit of width on offer. That's another boundary. It ends Darcy Short's opening over. And after 8, in fact, the Steelbacks are 68 for no loss.
That's a classic over there to look at in the context of trying to defend 150. The first 5 balls of the over went 1-1-2, 1-2. And there was no pressure on the batters to do anything but knock it into a hole. They didn't have to miss a fielder. They didn't have to think about it. Just do not play a big shot, sit on the back foot and knock it into a hole. Well, that meant the bowler then looked for a wicket, threw it up last ball of the over. It went wide, smashed for 4. Got to try and squeeze.
Spin from both ends, and Vasconcelos goes for the big shot over the offside. Still the encouragement for the Gloucestershire fielders out there. Van Buren bowling his 3rd over. And Vasconcelos goes for another big shot, this time for the leg side.
What's just happened?
Who's flicked the switch?
The switch has been flicked. Knock it into hole and run at the other end. Oh, 3 dots.
3 dots. Actionable.
I'll say so.
Single. I'm saying single. Safe single. That's what I'm saying.
That's the action.
That's what we want.
There it is. Turned off the hip. McSweeney is not going to turn that single down. And after all of that huff and puff, 4 balls in, it's gone for 1.
Tell you what, he gets through his overs quickly, this guy, doesn't he?
Most left armers do, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Just rattle through.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
A real feature. Left arm finger spin. Slight change in the field. Just want to make sure they get that right. They've got a slight squeeze on here with the 2 fielders in front of the square. But the quality of McSweeney's going to pick that away.
What a cricket shot was that?
Yeah.
Beautiful cricket from Nathan McSweeney.
He looked like he had a week to play that as well, didn't he?
He did. Absolutely.
Another 2 added, 9 now for McSweeney. Steelbacks 71 for no loss. Final delivery of the over. That's going to be weighted nicely as well. I think they'll settle on 1 this time. They do, and McSweeney keeps the strike. End of another Van Buren over. He's bowled 3, conceded 17. And Steelbacks now are 72 for no loss after 9.
For me, the word perfect springs to mind. In terms of a run chase, first 9 overs, that's just perfect. If they've had the chance to score, they've jumped all over it. They've not taken undue risk. Chris Lynn, as you might know, did take 1 big risk from DeLanga, nearly got cleaned up. It just missed off stump. That aside, the other, 53 balls that have been bowled, Northampton have just dominated.
Back to seam. Back to absolute pace on. Marchant DeLanga. And for 9 in his first over, and all 9 of those came off those opening 3 deliveries, and Chris Lynn just couldn't get him away. We're going to go for just the 4 inside the circle. So it's unlikely to be too short here, looking at the field set. It's nicely played again. That is so well gapped. It is going to be 4.
That is my favourite shot of the night.
That is a proper cricket shot, isn't it? Nathan McSweeney proving to everybody here that you don't need to be a brute to be successful in T20 cricket. That's just batting.
That's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely
He's
beautiful.
played that like he's just worked an off spinner through the leg side.
He has, yeah, exactly, yeah. Wouldn't mind that bat.
Can Marchant DeLanga. Has he got a response? Down the leg side. He's going to have to reload and go again. Just a real quick question to mull over maybe for the next couple of balls. We've obviously seen Chris Lynn depart. It's not a foregone conclusion that the Steelbacks are getting to finals day at all. So I'm not going to go too heavy on this. But how quickly would a dressing room, one, be able to assess that, then be able to figure out whether he would be around for a potential game on Saturday? Short ball pulled away. Will be protection down there, just 1. And then as a third point, how quickly could they look at recruiting a replacement for about the biggest day on the calendar?
Well, you have to have played in the group games to play in the knockout games. It answers that last one.
Right, knock that one on the head then.
The other bit is really for me about experience. It's about experience of the player. He'll have a good insight into what that is, what it isn't, and experience of, in particular, the physio Lee Daggett, who is the best in the business. So they're well placed to make a good call on that. Slower ball, he's done him.
He has indeed.
Well bowled.
Breakthrough. Vasconcelos goes for 42. Didn't pick the slower ball from DeLanga, and he's chipped it to mid-off. It's a very, very soft end to what was a very good innings from Ricardo Vasconcelos. He's got to go for 42. Breakthrough for Gloucestershire, and the Steelbacks are 78 for 1.
A nice bit of bowling from DeLanga, wasn't it? It's not all about huff and puff. He's got plenty of that, plenty of effort and plenty of energy, but he's deceived Vasconcelos with a very well-delivered slower ball. Not the first time I've seen Vasco get out to slower balls, and not the first time that he's really got that start. 42 off 30 balls will be his final tally. And the stage was set for him to walk off with red ink and a stump under his arm, leading the singing of the song. But that'll probably be done by somebody else, hopefully, a bit later. But a good start nonetheless from Vasconcelos. So let's applaud what he did do rather than criticise what he didn't. He's got his team off to a very strong start and broken the back of this run chase.
He has. And David Willey joins McSweeney in the middle. Aaron, it's been a bit more productive with bat than ball this year, David Willey.
Completely agree. 338 runs, couple of 50-plus scores, a high score of 73 for the Northants captain. And just speaking of players who are perfectly suited to this situation, more on that after this ball, which will be a dot ball. I think McSweeney, he's that guy who could be the man with the red inker. Someone who strikes just a tickle over 130 in his career so far. And you look at the quality of the shots. That one through mid-wicket was impeccable. So I think for Gloucestershire, obviously you want to get David Willey out. He's a big wicket, but McSweeney holds quite a bit of a key.
He does indeed. And so does this man, the captain. He's away. They're going to come back for two. This is going to be tight. Very, very well run by David Willey.
Nice bit of bowling from Delanga. Everyone on the ground, including me, thought he was going to bang it in. And it was a very quick, very full, almost Yorker length. If that's a Yorker, it probably hits him on the foot or gets under his bat. David Willey just got an inside edge on it.
80 for one. That is that shorter ball, which Willey just can't catch up on. End of the over. Successful one for Gloucestershire. Picking up the wicket of Ricardo Vasconcelos. So it's Vasconcelos out. Chris Lynn currently retired, not out with that foot injury. Steelbacks 80 for one at the halfway stage, requiring 153 to win.
It's what I would imagine talk in the dugout will be one partnership. And the other thing I think Darren Lehman will be he'll nicely, because everything he does is nicely done. He'll look into the eyes of or will have looked into the eyes of these two and gone, it'll be you two then. He'll have an expectation that he's got his two senior batters out there now. Now Lynn has departed.
Yep.
And two leaders, two winners, bring the stump in.
Change of ends for Darcy Short. The longer leg side to contend with here for Nathan McSweeney, but then the short leg side for the left-handed David Willey. Start for Darcy Short. Toe-ended. Down for just one. How well have Gloucestershire bowled? Do you think they have read the surface? Do you think they have done what they've needed to do?
Yeah, I think they've bowled pretty well. Yeah, they're not outstandingly well, but I think they've bowled pretty well. The first thing is no cheap boundaries. I've probably bowled one or two boundary balls in the 62 balls. That's not bad at all. I think they've bowled pretty well.
It's just kept a fraction low, sliding on from the wrist spinner.
I would want another fielder in the ring to David as well, because he will hate that.
Yeah,
he'll play on his ego.
Nicely played. Push two was the call from David Willey. McSweeney is lightning fast.
He is. That's grease lightning. For me, when you said that, I thought that's not going to be and it was. And actually, in the end, they got home pretty comfortably.
Yeah, the athleticism of Nathan McSweeney.
He's a gun, isn't he?
Just a run getter.
Yeah, he's a run
Doesn't
getter.
leave anything out there.
It's a very good expression.
83 for one.
As Graham Gooch would say, I won't do the accent, I was about to.
You can try.
He makes a score.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a score. Makes a score.
83. Dragged down. David Willey can't catch up with it and takes the single. He would have been desperately hoping just to camp on the back foot and muscle that to the short leg side. End of the over, one taken, 11 done, 84 for one.
I think Aaron enjoyed that Graham Gooch impression.
I must say, of all the voices, the impressions we're going to hear tonight, I wasn't expecting a Graham Gooch.
Yeah.
What other impressions are you expecting of hearing?
That's a very good question.
What have you bought?
Maybe a Darren Lehman.
Go on then.
Oh, I'm not doing it. I can't do impressions. What I can do, though, is provide you an update. It does appear as though we will have our first team confirmed at finals day, because by my maths, Essex cannot score 79 from 4 balls. So it will be the Hampshire Hawks.
That is a hammering, isn't it?
It's a drubbing.
It is, yeah. Predominantly through James Vince, who scored 125 from 61. However, that was followed up with Sonny Baker taking 5 for 24 from 4 overs. So, yeah, the Southern outfit head into finals day with a bit of confidence. We'll also provide you with an update from Headingley after this first ball of the 12th over.
Duane Janssen back. The man that dismantled Chris Lynn's foot. He's got David Willey to bowl to here. Nicely played. Offside. It wouldn't be a finals day without Hampshire, would it really? It kind of feels like they've got a timeshare property up in up Edgbaston.
Well, it would be interesting, wouldn't it, with the seedings and the potential draw if it was Northamptonshire versus Hampshire again, as it was last year with Chris Lynn, hopefully not with a broken toe or a broken foot, but if he was to play against his former team, that'd be an interesting side story. But speaking of that game in Leeds, Somerset require 58 off the final 22 balls. They only have 2 wickets remaining.
Wow. Who's in there?
So it is Craig Overton and Riley Meredith.
Okay.
That's the 9th wicket pairing.
McSweeney against Janssen. Just time that. Going to look for 2 again, aren't they? This time they elect not to. And then the third quarter-final, that Surrey-Nottinghamshire game?
Well, this is really interesting. So it looked as though Surrey were coasting. They've had a little bit of a collapse. The Brown Caps are 138 for 3. They require 26 off the final 3 overs. So looking at the 2 in-batters, you've got Josh Philippi as well as Ollie Pope. Still plenty of power to come with the likes of Sykes, Tom Curran, Tom Laws, Sean Abbott and Chris Jordan, but not to take in that one quite deep.
That's at Trent Bridge, is it?
Yep.
Short ball, top edge. I think it's going to land safe.
Fine.
Fortunately for Dave Will, he's got nowhere near it, but a misfield in the deep has allowed him to come back for the seconds. For a second there, he would have had his heart in his mouth that would have just gone straight up the chimney and been a simple catch for Miles Hammond down on the boundary rope. Oh, so he hit it so badly, but enough spin on it.
Yeah, he did hit it badly. I would like him to just open the face and run that over the short third man. I wasn't absolutely sure of the line of the ball. Maybe it was just too tight to his body.
88 for 1 now. This is Janssen's 3rd over. Short ball. It's played much more comfortably and in control that time from David when he gets it down.
Yeah, the way he played that second one, yes, that the previous one was probably too tight to the body to ramp it over the short third man. Played the second one a lot better, didn't he?
He did indeed. He's incredibly well to get it down quite so quickly as well.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah.
Bounced in the next wicket over, didn't it, on the square? McSweeney on 17, just surveying the field. What are his options? Great Yorker from Janssen. Dug out from McSweeney. Still not this squeeze though, Rowie, that you spoke about or that you wanted?
Here it comes. Oh no, it's not. It's just a change in field. Third man comes in and mid-off, who was in the circle, has gone back to long off. I mean, you are just asking Northampton to make mistakes, aren't you? That's the way you win the game from a Gloucestershire perspective. I'd like to be a bit more proactive if I was them.
Nicely played again. They've tightened that gap up. It's not going to go for 4 this time. It'll just be 1. End of the over. 12 now have been completed in this innings. In this run chase, the Steelbacks are 90 for 1. 8 overs to go. Steelbacks require 63. So where would, I realise obviously the field has changed here, but where would you look to bring that fielder from? What boundary would you be prepared to?
That is the question, isn't it? I mean, that is a really knowledge of the bowler and the batter, I guess, to a large degree. But I would imagine on this pitch probably straight, because it's not, has the ball gone down the ground much? Yeah. Only if it's very, very full.
So if you're mid-off rather than a mid-on.
Yeah, I think one of those 2 guys for me.
Gloriously stroked through the offside for one. Aaron Viles has got a score update.
Well, I have, yeah. Hampshire have beaten Essex by 75 runs. But just to pick up on that point, because I've had a look at the wagon wheel. You know me, I love a good wagon wheel. Having a look where the runs are scored. There hasn't been a single boundary down the ground. Just 11 of these 91 runs have come in that V.
There you go. There's your answer. That's where it comes from.
There we go. Quite simple, isn't it? From here, 2 more for David Willey. And if you go mid-off, then you're protecting that boundary just for that bottom, when that bottom hand takes over on a ball that sticks a bit.
You're also saying to the batter, come on then.
Yeah.
You want to hit me over the top?
Yeah, on a sticky pitch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for 2 again.
No, surely not there.
Not this time.
Gee whiz,
Not this time. Graham Van Buren off the rope.
Haven't had a boundary for a while.
No. Run rate up at 7.9. That's a required run rate. Northampton's going at 7.5. There's a sweep. I don't think he's got enough of it. It's going to beat the fielder at 45, and McSweeney will, of course, come back for 2.
You just sense that 2 was applauded a little bit more than other 2s have been applauded. I think the crowd are starting to sense that Gloucestershire have just put a mini squeeze on, haven't they? They've had a few overs without a boundary.
Yeah, since the departure of Vasconcelos, it's been quite quiet. Short ball, which is only going to concede 1. One of those deliveries that you think, oh, I'll hit this wherever I want. It just holds in the surface.
This is a David Willey slog sweep. That's his kind of breakout shot against spin. He's having a very good stare at the mid-wicket boundary. It is a big pocket out there, though, isn't it? And it is into the breeze. Normally, if you get it aerial and middle it with the breeze, it goes there. The fielder's off the rope, trying to stop 2. It's thrown up in. Well bowled, Darcy Short.
That's a brave delivery, isn't it?
It was, absolutely.
Flights it right up above the eye line of David Willey to end the over. 97 for 1. 7 overs to go.
It's a bit about nerve, isn't it? You got to hold your nerve as a batter out there. These 2 just hold their nerve. If they have to absorb a few because they're being well bowled at, it only takes a couple of balls to catch up. It's easy for me to say that up here. You know, my heart rate's pretty low, I'm sure, compared to those 2. Short's bowled well.
Yeah, he has. He's been the pick of their bowlers through the course of the summer, as Aaron was saying earlier. Plenty of wickets. Decent runs per over. Decent strike rate as well. Back to Dalanga, though. 2 overs, no maidens, 1 for 17. It was he who got the wicket of Vasconcelos. He's back into the attack on the leg side, and we'll have to reload. 98 for 1.
I guess the other thing that Gloucestershire do have is the classic of scoreboard pressure, isn't it? It's always tough to chase, and sometimes those lower scores are somehow even more difficult.
Particularly in a crunch game like this. Loser goes home type scenario, and it's just one quiet over, isn't it?
It is.
In this kind of game that all of a sudden that required run rate, as I say that, it's just ticked above 8.
The captain just coming down the wicket to have a little chat to his colleague. McSweeney didn't really want to engage in that.
Top edge, leg side. Has it carried? It hasn't. Gloucestershire fielder went for the catch, and it's gone straight through the hands. It's 4 for McSweeney. Incredibly fortunate for the Northants Australian overseas. He inspects the toe of the bat. Dalanga recognises the effort.
Yeah, quite right.
From Darcy Short down on the boundary rope. They're trying to take the catch. They had to gamble. They had to pick that up. Yeah. As it is, it's gone for 4 and the hundreds up.
100%. I mean, that's well done by the fielder. You have to put your body on the line there. He did that. Just didn't quite make the journey. Great effort.
102 for 1. Little bit of a release maybe for the Steelbacks. They're going to look for 2 this time. settle on 1.
Now, this is Aaron. I'm going to borrow your action ball expression again. I expect this ball to be banged in. David Willey to take it on. Something's got to give. There again, DeLanga does bowl a good bluff Yorker. 2 men out on the hook.
I think there's only one.
It is just 1 at deep backward square.
Oh, wow.
Deep mid-wicket as well. It's not short, and it's flicked over towards deep mid-wicket into a pocket. McSweeney will come back for the second.
That wasn't where he was trying to bowl that. I think that was his attempted Yorker, maybe. He's basically trying to bowl 2 lengths here with the odd slower ball thrown in. That's what he's very good at. Toes and nose with the odd slower ball.
When you've got that 90+ mile an hour delivery up your sleeve, you don't need to do too much, do you? Just need to get it straight enough. And there is that slower ball. Big change of pace. Now look for 2 again. They will come back for the seconds. Very, very well run. Pair in the middle. Partnership worth 27.
Yeah, how about that being in a bowl at 90 miles an hour? That, you know, I was closer to 90 kilometers an hour.
I think I might push 9 on a good day.
What have you got, Aaron?
19.
Oh, rapid.
Oh, that could have been interesting.
Good.
Fortune, wasn't it? I think David Willey would have turned around and said no. Just evaded DeLanga. End of the over, single taken. 107 for 1. 6 overs to go here at the Cinch County grounds.
That's the first double figure over since the 8th over.
Yeah, mini acceleration, wasn't it?
First boundary since the 10th over.
Just going back to something we spoke about in the first innings as well, was a lack of 2s run by Gloucestershire.
Yeah.
So they had only scored 4 of the 2s over the duration of their innings. Would you like to guess how many Northamptonshire have scored?
They're going to be double
8
figures, aren't they, I think?
8.
I'm going to say 10.
11.
Oh, wow. That is a very interesting stat. I like that.
Oh, Fortune for Willie. I think he has nicked it.
Yeah.
There was a little spike on the effects mic. And the reaction of short tells you everything you need to know. It's just bounced in and out of Bracey's gloves. Carved the way through the offside. They're going to come back for 2. David Willey's got his skates on. Make that 12 doubles.
Is that the drinks order after the game?
Yeah, fine by me. Fine by me. Might need it with that game of football kicking off in 28 minutes time. 110 for 1. The single taken.
Yeah, you said earlier, how do I think Gloucester have done everything they could do other than just get another fielder into the circle. I would have liked to have seen that. However, they've built pressure by bowling very, very well.
Yeah, they've managed to get that required run rate up over 8 at points in this run chase.
Oh, well played. Pick that. That was the other one, wasn't it? He picked that.
Yeah,
Very well played.
Sat in the surface, didn't it, for an age. And it's still kind of flirting around that 7.5, 8 runs and over required.
That voice in the background is DeLanga, isn't it? He's just really encouraging. It's either DeLanga or Wendell, the Northants. Not quite mascot, but honorary mascot.
It might be the skipper, Jack Taylor, beneath us. He'll be the nearest, won't he?
I'll tell you what, it's game on at Trent Bridge.
Is it really?
It is game on at Trent Bridge. Surrey need 11 from 4. They've just lost 3 wickets in the last 5 deliveries.
Who's bowling the last over?
Would you believe it? Solly Stone.
Come on, Stoney.
Big appeal for LBW. Given. McSweeney departs on the sweep. Darcy Short, Gloucestershire's leading wicket taker in 2026, picks up another one. And it's the big, big wicket of Nathan McSweeney. Goes for 28. Partnership broken on 34. life in the innings for Gloucestershire, Rowie?
Wickets, isn't it? It's all about wickets. It's only the second wicket. You might say the third wicket, because I suspect that that we're not going to see Chris Lynn come back out. He's earned that wicket, and actually collectively as a unit, they've earned that wicket. They've, from about the 7th over onwards, they've really put a bit of a squeeze on, not with the field so much, but they've bowled very, very well. Very few balls that have been able to be hit to the boundary. Northampton have recognised that. Their running between the wickets has been exceptional, hence the number of twos. That also tells you that they know that boundaries have been hard to come by, that they've had the intent and the need to push so hard for twos. But that gives them a little inroad. The run rate required is about 8. Northampton at this stage still strong favourites, but wickets change matches. And another one now, particularly if it's Willie who's in.
Yep.
Get the 2 in batsmen out. I think Lewis McManus has come in at number 5 effectively, hasn't he?
He has.
Very good player of spin, but it's opened an end.
I said it's close at Trent Bridge. Somerset needed 22 runs off the final over. They need 9 from 4. Craig Overton has just hit 2 monster sixes.
Goodness me. It's all happening. It is all happening. Steelbacks fans will be hoping for a much steadier end to this quarter-final, but I just feel there's a twist.
Yeah?
I feel there's a twist.
Oh. We're not at home to twist.
Muscle, that's going to help. That's pretty ordinary fielding, isn't it, by Dawid Malan at short cover?
Well, earlier on in the first or second over, Malan dived to his right, and I didn't say it at the time because I didn't want to be rude about a professional cricketer, but he's not known for throwing himself around in the field. And if you want an example of that, you've just got one.
David Willey hit it hard, but that's just gone straight through the hands of Dawid Malan. 117 handy runs for the Steelbacks. Short ball, slower ball. David Willey asking for a wide. Doesn't get it.
Yeah, DeLanger, he's fielding at short third man. He's walked almost to the square, shouting encouragement to the bowler, getting in the batter's ear as well.
Oh, it's going to be another boundary, isn't it? I think it's gone through. It's beaten Malan. Oh, fielder does well. He completes the second. Aaron Viles has got his head in his hands. What has happened?
Nottinghamshire are going to beat Surrey.
Oh, wow.
Nottinghamshire are going to beat Surrey. They need 9 from the final delivery.
Wow.
Who are they going to beat?
Surrey.
They're going to beat Surrey.
Yep. And concurrently, Craig Overton has just hit another 6.
Wow.
And a 2. Somerset, who were 8 wickets down 6 overs ago, need 1 off the final 2.
My goodness.
Who's bowling there then?
Matt Revis.
2 incredible games of cricket happening further up the country. Back-to-back quarter-final defeats for Surrey. Somerset defending their crown. Short ball, well, pulled away, but clothed it really up to mid-on and comes back for 2. And the biggest round of applause of the day for that 2 for David Willey.
Well, that is quite extraordinary. Confirmation of the result at Trent Bridge. Nottinghamshire have beaten Surrey by 7 runs. So the Outlaws and the Hawks have booked their place at finals day. We are just waiting for confirmation from Leeds. Appears as though it could be Somerset.
Bit more bat on that one from David Willey. McManus. And I'll be careful how I word this because it's not why he's been sent out there. But of those batters left, I don't think there's anybody that beats Lewis McManus in a foot race over 22 yards. And if they've identified this as we've got to run hard here, I don't think there's anybody better than McManus to get out there.
Yep, agree.
You got the power of Kimber, you got the left-handed creativity of Zabe. Short ball again, should just be 1. The class of Harrison. All of those guys that were carded above McManus, and he's had that bump up to join David Willey in the middle. He's yet to face a ball. Lewis McManus but the partnership is worth 9.
He's done well, hasn't he?
Done very batting nicely.
It's I think, you know, you would say on the evidence that we've seen that I think it'd actually be quite fair to say that Northampton have run a lot better than Gloucester. I thought a number of times they ran the first one and could have gone for the second. Big, as you said earlier, square of the wicket's quiet, and then there's some big pockets here, and didn't take the throw. But a number of times Northampton have called 2 as the fielder's been about to throw it in. I think sometimes when the outfield is so baked, a bounce throw kind of energy comes off the ball because it's so dusty. Yeah. And I think Northampton have read that a little bit better than Gloucestershire.
What I will say, I wholeheartedly agree with everything you said. Gloucestershire never had the wickets in the bank to really put the fielders under pressure. They were always, well, they were 3 down early. They had a little bit of a revival, but they were never in a position where they could have afforded a run out.
Yep. What's happening, Aaron?
Somerset, who were 82 for 8, have just beaten Yorkshire by 2 wickets at Headingley. Craig Overton finishes 79 out from 30.
My goodness.
8 fours, 5 sixes. The defending champions are alive.
Number 9.
DeLanga, change of ends, full toss to David Willey. Hit that so hard. Lewis McManus. Oh my goodness me. I told you there's nobody quicker here in Northampton across 22 yards than Lewis McManus.
I tell you who would be quicker than him over 22 yards, but he's not a batter. It's Ben Sanderson.
Ooh,
he is lightning.
You know what? I'd pay to watch it.
Let's do it. Let's get
pay
it
to
on.
watch it. How do we convince them?
Well, pay, I think. I think you've just answered it.
Great Yorker from DeLanga. So disappointed he's conceded 1. David Willey's in a battle here. So we've got Hampshire, Nottinghamshire,
and Somerset
locked in to finals day on Saturday over at Edgbaston, with this quarter-final, the last one remaining between the Steelbacks and Gloucestershire, fighting out for that final spot. Do we know where the games are yet? Do we know which way round they're going to be out of those 3 teams that are in?
Not entirely sure as of yet. We were just waiting confirmation whether it's going to be down to the seeding or whether it's going to be the conventional draw. But once we have an idea after this game, we should know.
We'll find out very soon. 127 for 2.
Don't worry, the ECB are looking after it, so it'll be fine.
Lewis McManus on strike.
They'll let us know on Saturday morning, probably.
For the first time in this innings. Part of a partnership that's worth 14 already. The right-hander. Not only is he lightning fast over 22 yards, he hits the ball a long way. There aren't many that can start quite as quickly as Lewis McManus, but he's got a bit of extra time here. Well, that is middled, and that is 4. He does start very quickly. He strikes at 400. He splits those 2 fielders, and McManus is underway.
First ball.
First ball.
You heard the crack off the bat. It was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's what a McGee Street breakfast can do for you. I saw him in the coffee shop this morning, closer to lunchtime actually, and that's what McGee Street coffee can do for you. It's a very popular place for the guys.
A haunt for the cricketers.
Just around the corner. So yeah, they were getting stuck in earlier.
131 for 2. Short ball again. Finer. 6 through the hands of the fielder. I think he was probably done on the angle there. He had one eye on the boundary rope, one eye on the ball. He was never going to catch it and keep it in the rope, I don't think. And it burst through the hands, and it's 6 for McManus, who's 10 off 2, and the Steelbacks are 137.
Dan, I don't argue with anything you said there about the difficulty of that. But if you're going to defend 152, you've got to catch that.
I don't disagree.
It was a kind of maybe a 20%er, something like that. They're the ones you've got to take if you're going to win this game.
I think it was, if he'd have got it, I think it was a juggling
and he might have got
catch.
Over. Yeah. It might have taken him over. It was,
on the angle as well, with the dugouts behind him. And now Northampton require just 16 from the 20 remaining deliveries here. 10 for McManus. Offside, make it 11. Very good round of applause from the Steelback supporters in. $15 to go for the Steelbacks to get to finals day for the second time in 2 years, to join Hampshire, Nottinghamshire and Somerset that have booked their spaces earlier this afternoon. To the hip, they're going to settle on one. You can see the physicality of it, can't you? I mean, David Willey, who is about as fit as they come when it comes to professional cricketers, he's 35 or 36 off 29 deliveries. He was stood at the non-striker's end, helmet off, just trying to cool himself down, get as much oxygen in him as possible. How many boundaries has David Willey hit in this innings of 36?
Not very few. It's a great question. Do you know the answer?
Yeah.
Is it a couple?
One.
One. That's astonishing. And that's, I mean, there's a number of things going on there, including he's playing for the number. There is that, but I think it's more about how well Gloucestershire have bowled.
Yeah.
And now they're going to get the squeeze on, or are they? Keeper's going to come up to the stop. I think
we're going to settle on just the 4, I think.
Someone's coming off the bench for something. Okay, no, substitute fielder.
So we are eventually going to have the 5 on the rope. It's the 4 inside the circle, extra cover, backward point, short third and short fine leg. So no squeeze yet for Gloucestershire as they hand it back over to Dwan Janssen, who gets muscled down the ground by David Willey for 1. He was just hoping that was just going to tail away, wasn't he, from
a bit of arc.
The fielder down on the boundary rope.
Did too well.
140. Starting 17th over. 13 required from 17 deliveries. Full toss. Eye on the umpire.
No, it was not a no ball. No, that was fine. Oh, it's been called no ball.
Called.
Oh, that seems really harsh from up here.
I thought that was okay. I thought it was all right.
Wow.
As did Dwan Janssen.
That's interesting.
Batters.
I mean, you know, I like to be fair, and I don't think that was a no ball.
Looked very tight, didn't it? Very tight. It's a free hit. Batters have crossed. So David Willey may be about to double his boundary count here with a free hit against Dwan Janssen. It's 11 off 17 deliveries. Willey just scans and surveys the field. The field hasn't changed. It's down the leg side, so it's a wide, and Janssen will have to reload and go again. James Bracey not casting the figure of the happiest cricketer here today, is he? He put that catch down.
He did. That looked a tough chance, didn't it? It was a big swing of the bat, so probably a big deviation. I said earlier that I think Janssen needed a run, and that's an example, isn't it? Free hit, big wide.
10 off 17, still a free hit for Northamptonshire. Leg side, David Willey, has he got all of it? No, it's well taken down on the boundary rope, but characteristically, they will come back for 2. 8 required off 16. I mean, if Gloucestershire have a quiet over here, the other thing they've got to take into consideration, they've got 6 minutes to bowl these 4 deliveries plus the next one, and then get in position to start that final over, which is going to be incredibly tight if it gets to that point of the game. Down the ground, says David Willey, got plenty of it. He has indeed. It's all the way for 6, and it's 2 to go for the Steelbacks now. Finals day beckons for David Willey and the Steelbacks. It's been a wonderful run chase here at the Cinch County grounds on a tough deck against the tough opposition. And the captain of all people has stood tall. He's 45 not out now.
I reckon that came off the very bottom of the bat, didn't it? Still got there. 2 to win.
2 to go. Gloucestershire do bring some fielders up off the boundary rope. What's Janssen got? What does Dave Willey do here? He's just seeing where these fielders are moving to.
Pace off. You're going to bowl a really slower ball.
I don't think David Willey's giving this away, is he? This is a
Well,
drop into the leg side if it's on that hip. It's whipped through the leg side. It's going to be a bit of pressure for Darrywal, who does misfield it, and the Steelbacks should come back for 2. And they beat Gloucestershire in this late July sunshine. They qualify for finals day. The quarterfinal is done. The Steelbacks, led by David Willey, finishes 47 not out. Completes the run chase, gets the job done with plenty to spare. And we're off to Birmingham on Saturday. What a brilliant run chase.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was very professional, wasn't it? I have to say that. Firstly, congratulations for the fight that Gloucester put up trying to defend what was a below par score. They took the game as deep as they might have done. You know, a couple of times I thought about maybe they could have squeezed a wee bit more in terms of another fielder in the circle. Certainly, I'd have wanted them to have a slip at the very start of the game. They took it as deep as they could. They were below par, despite a fantastic innings from Ben Charlesworth. 150 odd is never really going to win at the county ground, whatever the surface is played on. And the chase was very well timed, wasn't it? It was set up by Vasconcelos. Chris Lynn helped him along until he got hit on the foot, and then a captain's innings and a little bit of contribution from Lewis McManus. It was a relatively comfortable run chase, unless they lost early wickets. They played conservatively, and then when it was needed, just accelerated over the finishing line. So a comprehensive win.
Yeah, what did you make of it, Aaron?
Thoroughly professional. From start to finish, that from Northamptonshire did ever so well to get that trio of wickets in the Gloucestershire power play, immediately put them under pressure. Then it appeared as though that first innings had swung. Ben Charlesworth, he was outstanding, but that collapse of 32 for 6 has ultimately determined where this game has ended up. And Northamptonshire, there was only one real trap, one real danger, and that was a bad power play. And the way in which Vasconcelos and Lynn handled it was quite simply superb. So congratulations to the Steelbacks, commiserations to Gloucestershire. But yeah, for Northamptonshire, a place at finals day yet again. Can they go one better and make it to the final? We'll find out on Saturday.
Let's hope so. We'll certainly all be watching, won't we? Thank you all for joining us here on Steelbacks TV on this Wednesday evening. You've got a football game to go and watch now, so good luck and enjoy that if you're watching that at 8 o'clock. And we will see you back here at the Cinch County ground for the return of the One Day Cup next week. See you soon, and enjoy finals day if you're going.